conquering America. Starting as a boxing champion, this video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 126, Breaking Up with Kindness. Link, come on, the game is about to start. On the beach, a girl in a bikini waved at him. She was blonde, white, hot, and beautiful. She was a top beauty and Link's new female companion, Amber Hilton, a 22-year-old actress who starred in the TV series The OC, Boys in the movie Northern Wind and Rain. She is a regular third-tier actress in Hollywood. The parties met each other. This woman is young and beautiful, with a good figure and appearance. However, after meeting Taylor, Ivica, and Gaddett, he found that top beauties are also divided into many grades. Taylor is a talented woman, smart and beautiful, with the temperament of a literary young woman. Ivica comes from a wealthy family, with an appearance of 80% and a figure of 99%. She is good in education, knowledge, and ability. Except for being a little overbearing, everything else is good. Gaddett has a good personality and is quite straightforward, but she also values marriage. Link can't give her what she wants and doesn't want to delay her anymore. The new friend Amber is also a top beauty, but she has more of the above problems, has little education, no connotation, and uses dirty words when speaking, which is a bit of a waste of her strict appearance. Link, what are you looking at? Amber stepped on the sand pile, wearing a blue bikini, showing off her hot body, protruding front and back. Link walked over, patted her perky buttocks, and pulled her to continue playing. In the afternoon, back to the Seaview Villa on Santa Monica Beach, Ms. Mandy walked up to him and handed him a file. Link, I'm going to take a shower first. You come up quickly. Amber reminded him to kiss here below, humming a song, and went up to the room on the second floor. Ms. Mandy looked at her and wanted to make a sound to Link to let him take care of this woman. Amber looked very scheming, but thinking that Link was not a fool, he had not made any mistakes in dealing with women, so he didn't speak. After Link got the folder, he opened it and looked at it. His scalp was numb. There were more than 30 invitations at the front, including the Grammy Awards performances in February, the American Music Awards, the Latin Music Awards ceremony, MTV music programs, etc. There were also more than 20 concert invitations, most of which were guest singers. There were also autograph sessions in dozens of cities, more than 10 advertisements to be selected, etc. It would take half a year to complete all these tasks. It was too busy. Link shook his head and reported, Mandy, I have training arrangements every day, and I don't have time to travel to so many places. Activities and concerts have been reduced by half, and I will not accept advertising endorsements that pay less than $5 million. Ms. Mandy hesitated and said, Link, the fighter is on sale. Doing more promotional activities and a few more autograph sessions can increase album sales. I understand, but I have other work arrangements, boxing, performing, and I don't have much time to promote the album. Link wanted to say this. You go contact Dynasty Promotions and see how they arrange their games. Maybe we can arrange boxing matches in various cities, and while holding boxing matches, we can also hold album signings and promotions. How to sell albums during the boxing matches. Ms. Mandy thought about an idea seriously and suddenly felt that this proposal had a lot of voice. Link is a world boxing champion with a large number of boxing fans across the United States, and after the release of Fighter, he ignited a lot of fans again. If he went to a city to participate in a boxing match, boxing fans would go to participate after hearing about it, and fans would also go to participate after hearing about it. When boxing fans and music fans are combined, Link will have more die-hard fans. In addition to the album selling well, the number of people willing to spend money to watch boxing matches will also increase. We can also sell it in bundles, buy tickets for albums, and buy tickets for tickets. Link thought for a while and said. Ms. Mandy nodded and wrote down Dallas's suggestion. Mandy, there is one more thing. I already have 5 songs for the second album, all with love as the theme. If everything goes well, we can release another album in the early stage. Please continue to collect songs for me, Mr. Grayo. Considering that he had no time to promote, in order to make up for this shortcoming, Link planned to release more albums and singles, using this method to maintain his popularity in the music scene. After releasing 7 or 8 best-selling albums in a row, he didn't believe that he couldn't make a living as a first-line singer. After seeing off Ms. Mandy, he returned to the upstairs bedroom and saw Amber sleeping on the bed, covered only with a towel, exposing her fair and slender figure. She really looked like a stunner. Link shook her and said, "Cover her with a blanket and go to the gym to exercise." The next day, Link held a small concert at the Los Angeles Center in Los Angeles. He only sang 10 songs and there were only more than 10,000 spectators. Afterwards, he held a signing event for the live album and sold 12,000 copies. This data surprised the head of the Los Angeles distribution company. Fighter sold 97,000 copies in the first week, and now only in Los Angeles, 12,000 copies were sold in half a day. How much sales will there be in the second week? In addition, Link wrote more than 10,000 copies of Link at the signing event. Baker, this hand speed is also amazing. Ordinary singers will become stiff and swollen after writing 2,000 or 3,000 times in a row, but Link wrote 12,000 times in a row, signing 30 times per minute on average without stopping. It's amazing. This news was reported by many media. First, Link's album sold well in Los Angeles, and 12,000 albums were sold in half a day. Second, he signed 12,000 albums in half a day, almost a new Guinness World Record. These two news are very attractive and have successfully attracted the attention of many people. But some people don't believe that Link's hand speed is so fast. So the next day, the distribution company held a signing event in the exhibition hall of the Los Angeles Museum. It attracted 30,000 people to watch that day, and 20,000 people bought some albums for Link to sign. Some were boxing fans, some were music fans, and some were reporters who were watching the excitement. Link sat still on the stool, except for lunch. From morning to afternoon, he signed 18,000 albums in the early stage. After the announcement, it caused heated discussions in the media. Selling 18,000 albums a day is nothing. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Britney and others sold hundreds of thousands of albums in a city in a day. But there is no singer like Link who sits still and signs 18,000 albums a day. The media were amazed. Other singers sell records with loudspeakers, while Link relies on hand speed. He is worthy of being a world boxing champion. His strength and power are very approachable. Link was also speechless. He is a singer. He hopes that the media will focus on the songs in the album instead of his hand speed. Ding-ling-ling. Just after finishing a book signing event, during the break, Link received a call from Taylor. It has been about a week since the last time they broke up over the phone. Seeing Taylor calling, he was a little reluctant to answer. After all, breaking up over the phone is not a good habit. "Hi, Taylor, are you still in the UK?" Link asked. "I saw the news in the newspaper," Taylor said in a flat voice, making it impossible to suppress her emotions. "News about signing 18,000 records in one day. Even the British media reported it? These media people are too boring." "No, it's the news about your new nanny." Taylor emphasized the word new girlfriend. It was really important. Link covered his forehead. The reason why he immediately found a female companion after breaking up with Taylor on the phone was to cut the Gordian knot and not let things become too messy. "Are you talking about Amber?" "Yes, we are on parallel lines." "I disagree," Taylor said. "What?" Link asked in confusion. "I said I disagree. I don't agree with the breakup you proposed last time, and I don't agree with you being with other female assistants. You are my boyfriend, and you must be my boyfriend until I agree to break up." Taylor's voice was very brave, and Link was a little surprised. In the previous news, Taylor would break up once or twice a year, and after the breakup, she would write songs for her ex-boyfriends without any hesitation. That approach was very similar to the poets and writers of the past, accumulating materials for creation, love, and songwriting. After Link broke up with Taylor on the phone, he was ready for her to write about it in the song, but Taylor's temperament changed drastically, and he didn't dare to break up, which caught him off guard. He didn't know what to do to get his posture in order and avoid hurting each other. "Taylor, we are both too busy. It's not appropriate to be boyfriend and girlfriend. You understand this," Link said. It's busy, but when he's not busy, being born in two different places, having Taylor as in is the same as not having her. After repeated consideration, Link called Taylor, who was in a foreign country, and proposed his decision. In fact, he also wanted to break up in person, but Taylor was going to go on tour, and would be back in half a year. I don't understand. I don't think being busy is the point. Don't you love me? Aren't we happy when we are together? Taylor said. Link emptied his pockets and held a braided lollipop in his mouth. The period of living together was indeed amazing, but it was too short. After you left, I was alone at home every day. That feeling. Taylor didn't say anything next to him. Link sighed. I didn't know that I could secretly date other girls after you left, wait for you to come back, and continue to maintain your relationship, but that behavior would cause greater harm to you. I thought about it for a long time before I decided to make that call. Taylor still didn't respond. Link saw Ms. Mandy reminding him at the door of the lounge that the book signing was about to begin. He said to Taylor, Taylor, you are a great singer. In the future you will become an international superstar, or even achieve higher achievements. Keep working hard for your goals. Okay, I have another book signing event. Let's talk when we have time. I don't agree. Just as he was about to hang up, Taylor suddenly shouted, I don't agree to break up. You are still my boyfriend. I will speed up my work abroad and come back to be with you. You wait. Link was somewhat helpless. It had come to this point. Why wasn't she satisfied? Was she willing to give up her career and return to her family? He didn't think Taylor would give up, nor did he want her to do so. So what was the point of continuing to pester her? Chapter 127 Soulmate. Bang. In the room of Hilton Garden Hotel in London, Taylor angrily threw the phone to the ground. Lady Andrea's eyes jumped when she saw it, and she stepped forward to comfort her with her shoulders. Dear, powerless, don't be sad. We women have met several bad men in the process of growing up. Now you have met one, which is equivalent to experiencing a big difficulty in life. You will become more mature in terms of feelings in the future. This is a good thing. You don't have to be sad. The weather in London is good today. How about we go shopping? Lady Andrea smiled casually. Taylor wiped the tears from his eyes, rolled his eyes at Lady Andrea and said lightly, don't say that. Link is not a bad man, isn't it? Lady Andrea looked at Taylor, not quite understanding her thoughts. He kicked you with a phone call, and he has a new love less than a week after breaking up with you. Isn't this a bad man? Taylor sighed softly, lying on his back on the sofa, blinking his wet eyelashes. Mom, you once said that Link is an energetic man. You are right. Link is very energetic. When we are together, he feels like an indefatigable beast. He is very ferocious. Every time I'm with him, the feeling is wonderful. Taylor bit his lower lip, and his ears and cheeks gradually flushed. Mrs. Andrea was a little embarrassed. Be careful, you are a lady. Don't tell others about this kind of thing. I can't do it either. Taylor said, he is energetic and needs a woman by his side, but I work too much and have no time to accompany him. I have only been back once in the past few months. I have not fulfilled my girlfriend's responsibilities. This is my fault. In addition, he is different from me. I have you, my father, and my brothers by my side, but he is the only one at home, so he needs a woman who can accompany him often, and I can't do it. So he wants to break up. I understand him, and don't blame him completely. Mrs. Andrea looked at her daughter, touched her long hair, and said with relief, you can understand him, and see your own problems. It means that you have really grown up. I'm proud of you. Taylor shook his head, lay on Mrs. Andrea's knees, and groaned hard. But I still don't want to break up with him. Why? You are busy with work and can't be with him for a long time. He needs a woman, which means you are not suitable. It is not good for you to continue counseling. Mrs. Andrea said lightly. Link is an amazing man, Taylor said. He is so strong, handsome, and talented. He can be such a person. When he comes home, he will cook for me, give me a massage, listen to me quietly when I encounter troubles every day, play his guitar and piano with me, talk about music with me, and create together. He is not only my best partner in life and body, but also my best partner in soul. He can meet all my needs for a man. He is more perfect than the life partner I have ever imagined. Have you ever met a man like him, Mom? How many good men do you think there are in the world like him? Mrs. Andrea was a little surprised. She knew that Link was an excellent man, but she didn't expect that in Taylor's eyes, he would be so excellent and a perfect man. Mrs. Andrea did not believe that there were perfect people in the world. It was a shortcoming of human existence, and Link was no exception. Taylor saw him as too perfect, which only showed that she did not know him well enough. Mrs. Andrea said, "Taylor, there are many good men in the world. As long as you love him, he is perfect, just like your father. He has many bad things, but in my eyes, he is also a perfect man. It's not the same at all. Dad goes to work and comes home every day, reads newspapers and sleeps. He is very boring. You think he is good because of resistance, but Link is the kind of man who does not need resistance and is perfect in himself. I don't think there are many such men in the world. Now I have finally met one, and I will never let him go easily." Mrs. Andrea was helpless. "Then what do you say? You can't become two people. One person realizes his dream, and the other stays with him." Taylor thought for a while, and didn't want to come up with any good ideas. He kicked the sofa with his foot, and kicked the pillow to the ground. "I don't care. I won't let go no matter what. Link must be my boyfriend." Mrs. Andrea sighed helplessly, and deleted it a little. "I shouldn't have taken Taylor to the music festival in the first place, and I should have let her stop running around on the beach. If she didn't know Link, she wouldn't have the troubles now. Mom, tell Scott to speed up the tour. I want to go back early. Those bitches can't snatch Link from me." Taylor combed his long hair and stood up with a firm attitude. While Taylor was touring in Europe, Link also held several concerts in San Francisco, Seattle, Las Vegas and other places, and more than a dozen album signings. The workshop sold more than 80,000 records, with an average of more than 10,000 signings per day. This hand speed shocked the media and fans. Some guys with bad intentions, who were not his songs, came to buy his albums and asked him to sign them, just to see how many albums he could sign every day and to see where his limit was. As a result, his signing venue was full. Half of the people bought albums, and half of the people watched the fun. Link's wrists were sore from signing every day, but fortunately he had a strong recovery ability. After a good sleep, all the symptoms disappeared, and he could be fully recovered the next day and continue signing. And he became more and more skilled and faster. With his and his fans' unremitting efforts, the album sold 327,000 copies in the United States in the second week. On the US Top 200 Albums chart, the weekly sales exceeded Taylor and Britney, and was only 4.1 less than Kanye West, who ranked first. Unstoppable also won the singles chart again. Chasing the Sun moved up one place to become the fifth, and Fire ranked 7th. Among the 7 songs that entered the Billboard Top 100, Never Say Never had the biggest change in position, ranking 97th in the first week and 19th in the second week. It is one of the songs with the largest coverage on the Billboard. The album sales are booming. Distributors from all over the country called and asked Link to hold concerts and autograph sessions in their places, and gave very high quotes. Link could only cheer up and try to go to more cities and sell more records within a limited time. Each hardcover record is priced at $32 and the ordinary record is priced at $18. Link and Link Music can get 45-60% of the image. In fact, they can make more than $10 for each record, just like picking up money. He also holds concerts, and his appearance fee ranges from $500,000 to $2 million, depending on the size of the concert, which is not less than boxing matches. In a quarter of a century, the amount in his account increased by 3.5 million. Chapter 128 Album Sales. Seeing the numbers in his account double every day, Link was hesitating whether to give up boxing and switch to being a singer. In addition to the current income, it is not a problem to make 20 or 30 million a year. If he works harder, he may make more, and boxing will definitely make this amount. After thinking about it, of course he will not give up. Constant training, continuous improvement of physical fitness, and continuous improvement of one's own strength are his strong capital and foundation. The skeleton is a foundation, and it must not be shaken. Therefore, every time he holds a book signing event or a concert in another place, he will take time to exercise for a few hours. Although the effect of training in the gym is not as good as that in the boxing ring, it still has some effect. Why is he still exercising after a busy day? Isn't he tired? At the Temple Hotel in Las Vegas, Eva Kalink held a concert and a book signing event in Las Vegas, and flew from New York to see the situation. After arriving at the hotel, I saw Link with his bare back, lifting a barbell in the gym. The 200-pound barbell. He gritted his teeth, and lifted it up again and again. He was sweating profusely, and the muscles that were taken away were also engorged with blood, becoming more solid and tough. Evaka looked at him through the glass window. Today, this guy first held a concert in the hotel square, and then signed 11,000 albums on the spot. According to this amount of activity, even if you are in good health, you will be exhausted after a day, and you may not be able to get up the next day. But after doing all this work, Link still has the strength to lift a barbell in the gym. It's really Ms. Mandy. Link exercises every afternoon, gets up early for a morning run, and soaks in the gym when he has time. This is what he does every day. I hope he doesn't feel tired. Evaka blinked her eyes, looking at his sexy figure in the gym, feeling a heat current rushing in her lower abdomen. She covered her pounding chest, turned around and said calmly, "Mandy, let him continue to exercise, and we will discuss the work." "Okay." Ms. Mandy nodded. With the joint efforts of Link Music and distributors from all over the world, the sales of the Warrior in the third week not only did not drop, but also exceeded 350,000 copies, successfully surpassing Kanye West's 808s and Heartbreak, and topping the US Billboard 200 album chart. This album has been released for 3 weeks, with a total cumulative sales of 780,000 copies, almost breaking 800,000 copies, causing quite a stir in the American music scene. A boxer who crosses over to sing. His first album actually sold so many copies, which is stronger than many first-line singers. This is too exaggerated. Professional critics in the music industry came out one after another and expressed their opinions through the media, some good and some bad. Positive reviews believe that the high quality of the album The Warrior is very good, especially the 7 songs composed by Sir Link, whether in lyrics or tunes, as well as in music production, have reached first-class standards, which is the basis for this album to be very good and sell well. The second reason is that Link is famous, an Olympic champion, an inspirational idol, with a good image, great talent, and a positive and perfect idol. For such a person, everyone from the age of 99 to the youngest child can become his fan. His albums have a very wide audience evaluation. There is one more thing everyone should not forget. Robert Schumann, a famous music critic, said in Rolling Stone magazine that the social reasons behind the popularity of the fighter must not be ignored. Starting at the end of 2007, a financial crisis caused by the subprime mortgage crisis swept across the United States, causing the US stock market to evaporate $7.3 trillion, hundreds of banks to go bankrupt, countless companies to close down, and American families to encounter a major financial crisis. Whether it is social opinion or the thoughts of ordinary people, they are more public opinion. At this time, we have to speak out loudly to tell everyone that the disastrous past is over, and we are about to usher in light. This role should have been played by the Federal Reserve or the government. The chairman of the Federal Reserve and our new president are also full of pessimism and dare not speak out. At this time, Link spoke out. He used an album to tell everyone that we should bravely face disasters, fight against disasters, and successfully defeat disasters to welcome light together. This album is great and timely. It is not just an album, but also urged Mr. Robert Schumann to introduce and recommend the songs in Link's album in detail in his article, and gave the album a 4.5-star rating. Mr. Fred Kirschnetter, the music critic of The Sun, has been recommending Link's new album in the newspaper. I'm not a fan of boxing, and I didn't know who Link was before, but after listening to the songs in this album, I was stunned by his singing. I thought, what kind of person can make such a powerful and positive voice? With a strong curiosity, I searched for his information everywhere, and then I knew what kind of person he was. He was born in poverty, made mistakes when he was young, and was imprisoned, but later he turned over a new leaf, and became an Olympic champion and world boxing champion, a young man who truly realized the American dream. However, what is more valuable is that, after realizing the American dream, He did not lie in a mansion and count money like many now average. He took the initiative to sing and create, and conveyed his experience and feelings of success through his singing to everyone who I think everyone hears his singing, because in his voice, you can get the strength to keep moving forward. Mr. Fred Kirschnetter used more than 8,000 words in the latest issue of the literary section of The Sun to explain Link's album in detail and strongly recommended several songs in this album. In addition to the gentleman mentioned above, there are other pop music critics who have made relatively positive comments in the media. Fighter has a professional score of 3.8 points on the Rolling Stone Music magazine. Out of 5 points, 3.8 points may not seem high, but Rolling Stone is famous for its strict attitude towards music. A new artist's debut album can score 3.8 points, which is a very high evaluation. On Amazon Digital Music Store and iTunes Music Store, the album has a score of 4.2 and 4.1, with more than 2 people rating it. However, some people also criticized Link's album. Those who criticized Link's album are mainly rappers and gangster singers in black music, such as Kanye West, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne and others. They said that this album is a product to cater to the market. The songs are too rubbish, too cliched, and too conventional, just like a successful speaker who keeps giving everyone chicken soup in his successful experience, but it is actually useless. They called Link a pastor's son, who likes to preach, a light-skinned good baby, and not cool at all. Link doesn't care about these people's criticisms. His album has surpassed Kanye West and other black singers in weekly sales, so he will definitely be jealous of others, and it is normal to be criticized. Fighter sold 1 million copies in the United States on the 27th day of its release. It was certified as a platinum record by the Recording Industry Association of America and the second record released in the United States in 2009 to sell over 1 million copies. Ye West sold over 1 million copies in just 10 days. Link cannot match this number for the time being. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 129 Media Interviews. Link, there will be some sharp questions at the press conference later. Please be strict when answering them. Just skip the questions you cannot answer. On the day, when the album sales exceeded 1 million copies, Link Music held a press conference at its Los Angeles branch. Link will answer some reporters' questions directly at the press conference and address the issues of public concern. Ms. Mandy was worried about making mistakes, so she prepared a stack of interview manuscripts in advance and asked him to read them before he appeared. I know. Link stood in front of the mirror, his body straight like a javelin. His assistant Anna was tying his tie for him. He was wearing a custom-made casual suit, a charcoal grey suit with silver dark patterns and a section of youth at the cuffs. In Link's eyes, this suit was a bit out of place, but Evika, Mandy, and assistant Anna all thought it looked good. Because Anna had participated in the editing of a fashionable men's magazine for several years before, she was familiar with fashion element. When it came to dressing, Link chose to follow them and let them do whatever they wanted. Is a suit too formal? Link saw the platinum collar button on his collar. He was hinting that he should wear an earring to match the suit. Link refused. He was allowed to draw eyebrows and lipstick, but not earrings. He was a straight man and was not interested in neutral dressing. After compromise, he changed the earrings into collar buttons. There was also a platinum watch worth $680,000 on his wrist. Today's press conference needs to be photographed. Dressing up brightly will attract more people to pay attention to you. You are good now. Ms. Mandy looked him up and down and smiled. Link's appearance and figure were good. After wearing this suit, he looked more handsome and upright. He had a noble temperament and looked like he was glowing. Mr. Baker, the fashionable style matches your temperament. If you become a model, you can also become a world supermodel. Ms. Anna praised. Link smiled lightly. He was indeed more handsome than before, but he didn't care too much. If a man wants to live a wonderful life, the most important thing is ability, not appearance. He flipped through the interview manuscript for a while and memorized a few knowledge points. Hearing the front say that they were ready, he brought Ms. Mandy and his assistant Anna to the interview hall. Click, Click. When he appeared, Link walked in front of the reporters and began to accept everyone's interview. More than 80 large media reporters came to the scene, from newspapers to TV stations to international news agencies, with a lot of long guns and short guns, all in front of the podium. Mr. Link Baker, congratulations on your first album sales exceeding 1 million and becoming a platinum album. Thank you. Link said politely. Mr. Baker, we all know that the theme of Fighter is inspirational, and 7 of the songs in this album were written by you. I would like to ask what song you released this album in junior high school? Singer Kanye West believes that your album is to cater to the market and the public, and to make a lot of money by taking advantage of the financial crisis. Do you agree with this view? The reporter from the New York Times asked a more pointed question as soon as he entered the open field. Link picked up the microphone and smiled. These are 2 questions. I will answer the first question first. What was my original intention in creating this album? A lot of things happened to me last year, including injuries, boxing matches, the Olympics, etc., which made me go from an unknown person to a relatively successful public figure. In the process of transformation, I experienced a lot of things and had a lot of insights. I wanted to express them, but there was no good way. Finally, I met a singer friend who was a very talented singer-songwriter. Under her guidance, I began to learn guitar, piano, and music creation. These songs were also written after I learned to create with her. You ask me the original intention of composing songs. I think it should be to share my feelings of growth through music and tell my story to more people. The reporters nodded and said with the microphone in their hands, "What does Mr. Baker say about the second question?" Link looked at the reporter and said, "I heard that Mr. Kanye West suffers from a neurological disease and cannot be stimulated. I will not respond to his comments for the time being. I will talk to him after he recovers from his illness." Wow. Hearing him say this, the reporters on the scene became depressed instantly. Kanye has a neurological disease? Can't be stimulated. Although Kanye West once publicly stated that he suffered from depression, short-term depression and mania are a kind of mental illness, but the disease does not affect his work and life, and he is a normal person. But in Link's response, Kanye West was directly classified as a mental patient. This answer was too obvious. Ms. Mandy quickly winked at Link. Kanye is a famous black singer, top music producer, and top American pop star. His status is not much worse than Michael Jackson. It is more direct to express it with the data. Kanye is 32 years old this year. He debuted in 2004. His first studio album The College Dropout won the 2nd place on the US Billboard album chart with sales of 441,000 copies in the first week, and was selected as one of the 100 most powerful people of Time magazine in the same period in 2005. In 2005, he released his 2nd studio album Late Registration, which won the championship of the Billboard album chart with sales of 860,000 copies in the first week. In 2007, he released his 3rd studio album, Graduation, which topped the Billboard album chart with sales of 957,000 copies in the first week. Earlier this year, he released his 4th studio album, 808s and Heartbreak, which topped the Billboard album chart with sales of 450,000 copies in the first week. Currently, Ye's albums have sold nearly 100 million copies worldwide, and he has won more than 10 Grammy Awards. He is a superstar in the American entertainment industry. It isn't appropriate for Link, a newly debuted singer, to publicly confront Kanye. Although Link is good at accepting Kanye, he is not bad either. He is not only a singer, but also a world boxing champion. If he behaves too softly in public, it will disappoint boxing fans. Mr. Link Baker. After hearing his answer, more than 80 reporters raised their hands. Ms. Mandy pointed out that the reporter of American Express and another reporter held their breath and said, "Mr. Baker, you did not respond to Kanye West's comments. Are you taking care of his condition? Do you think he is sick?" Link smiled lightly during the interview and found that these reporters were not good at asking questions, but they were the best at making trouble. Yes, the news said he was ill. I hope he can recover soon and bring more good songs to his fans. Link said seriously. Mr. Baker, do you mean Kanye West is mentally ill? Mr. Baker, Kanye West is a patient. You did not respond to his comments. Are you restricting him? Mr. Baker. Link pressed his hand and looked at the reporters and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, please be quiet. This is the album release conference of the fighter. Please ask questions about me or the album. I will not answer other questions." The reporters opened their mouths and could only swallow a few questions in their mouths. "Mr. Baker, the singer friend you just mentioned, is it Miss Taylor Swift? What is your relationship?" Other reporters from American Express also listened attentively when asking questions. Link smiled when he heard this question. When Taylor released her second album last year, she originally planned to make her relationship public. However, she was training in seclusion and was worried that she would be attacked by paparazzi and reporters after the news was exposed, so she asked for a delay in the exposure. At that time, some media in New York exposed their relationship, but the two did not admit it in person, and the rumors were gone. Now it should have been time to expose it, but the couple broke up not long ago, and the rumors no longer needed to appear. Yes, Miss Swift is my guitar teacher and my teacher in music creation, but we are not in a relationship for the time being, Link said. Why, you look very compatible, a reporter shouted. Link smiled lightly, propped up the table and said, "Thank you. I also think we are a good match, but we are both too busy. I'm busy with training and competitions, and Taylor is also busy. We have no time to communicate about emotional issues. I'm very sorry about this. If you have time, will you pursue Miss Taylor Swift?" The reporter from Entertainment Weekly shouted. Link thought for a moment. Taylor is right. She is a very good girl. I think there should be no one who doesn't want to date her. Mr. Baker. The reporter from HBO TV station also came to join in the fun, and the questions he raised were naturally related to boxing. After Link's album sold well, the boxing circle expressed different opinions on his crossover to become a singer. Some people think he is very cool. Not only is he good at boxing, but he also sings well, which is really amazing. For example, De La Hoya publicly praised Link and said that he was going to form a group with Link. Some people also think that he is a very promising boxer and should spend more time and energy on boxing instead of singing and dancing. If he spends time on the music world, his boxing strength will definitely improve. For example, Tyson, Holyfield and others, standing in the position of predecessors, advised him not to be distracted by things other than boxing. Mr. Baker, your album sales are good. Will you give up boxing in the future and become a professional singer? No, Link said flatly. I said my goal is to be a world boxing champion in more than 5 levels. Before achieving this goal, I will fight in the boxing world. Mr. Baker, last week Joe Calzaghe and Mr. Roy Jones Jr. had a boxing match at the Hard Rock. Mr. Calzaghe defeated Roy Jones Jr. in 12 rounds and took the gold ring above him in the light heavyweight class. As a fellow countryman of Roy Jones Jr., would you consider avenging him and fighting with Mr. Calzaghe again? Asked the HBO reporter. Link smiled and said, I have also seen their matches. They fought very well. There are few boxers who are more technically focused than them. As for revenge, Mr. Roy Jones Jr. was not born yet, so I don't need to be the only one to take revenge. Will you watch a match with Mr. Calzaghe? Boxing fans are looking forward to your match with him, said the HBO reporter. Link said, I'm also looking forward to fighting with Mr. Calzaghe. However, in addition to the company's arrangements and Mr. Calzaghe's physical condition, if there is a match, Dynasty Promotions will make an announcement on the website's homepage. Please continue to pay attention. Mr. Baker. The HBO reporter wanted to ask more questions, but the two reporters behind him grabbed him and pushed him to the back. Today is the album interview meeting, and this guy keeps asking questions around boxing. It's so annoying. Wayne said on a TV show yesterday that you can't sing and advised you to continue boxing. What's your reaction? Mr. Baker, the singer 50 Cent believes that the reason why Unstoppable has topped the singles chart for 3 consecutive weeks is that Link Records is cheating. Mr. Baker, your new girlfriend Amber Heard publicly said that you are great in bed and you can do it all night. Is that true? The reporters asked another question related to music and boxing. Link answered them one by one, trying not to fall into their traps. Chapter 130 Controversy. After the press conference, Link's answers to the media caused serious controversy. The first was about him calling Kanai sick. Kanai's fans were very dissatisfied with his answer and thought that his answer was suspected of being a tortured patient and asked Link to apologize publicly in the media. Link's fans and boxing fans also stood up to defend Link, saying that Kanai was ill, which was a fact. Link was talking about mental illness and did not use insulting words such as madman or mental illness. In addition, Kanai was suppressed by Link in the album market and he was dissatisfied. He first attacked Link publicly, saying that Link was making money by releasing inspirational albums. This was unreasonable. Link did not call him a psychopath, and he was very gentlemanly. It was Kanai who should apologize, not Link. Kanai's fans did not care and insisted on asking Link to apologize. They also flocked to several music websites and gave bad reviews to the songs in the album The Fighter. Kanai is a top star in the music industry, with a lot of fans, millions or tens of millions. In addition to Kanai's fans, there are also fans of black singers such as Lil Wayne and 50 Cent. These guys are all first-class stars in the music industry. Not only do they have many fans, but they are also very united. In just 3 days, the ratings of several of Link's songs on the website were lowered by 0.4-0.5 points, and the number of people who rated them exceeded 300,000. In the end, the website had to temporarily shut down the rating system. Link did not respond to this matter directly. He did not respond either, but only passed the message to the media through people around him, thinking that Link wanted to gain popularity and his scene would allow Link to succeed. The second more controversial topic was not Link's boxing problem. Amber Heard said on a TV show that Link was obese and told the media how many times and how long they spent in bed together in one night, which immediately attracted attention. The media and the public are obviously more interested in celebrity privacy than political news. At that press conference, several reporters asked about it, but Link was shy and did not give a direct answer. The reporters' curiosity was not satisfied, so they turned to Amber. That woman was a big mouth and talked about some embarrassing topics for Link. Link could only call her to warn her not to mess around. Amber did not go against his wishes, but she took advantage of this incident to become a popular actress in the entertainment industry and received 4 or 5 movie roles. With the help of several comparative topics, Link and his album also attracted more people's attention. The sales in the 4th week were 380,000 copies, an increase of 30,000 copies from last week. The sales of The Fighter in the first month reached 1.12 million copies, which is also a first-class level among new singers. Only singers such as Mariah Carey, Britney, Kanai, and Justin Timberlake have achieved this level in their novice period. Kanai's album sales also went against the trend due to the quarrel between fans on both sides, rising from 280,000 copies last week to 420,000 copies, returning to the top of the album sales chart. When Link saw this data, he had to sigh that the appeal of veteran singers is indeed strong. In addition, the overseas sales results of Fighter have also been released one after another. When this album was released in the United States, it was also released in various regions overseas. Due to the lack of international distribution capabilities of Link Music, the overseas distribution of this album was still handled by Universal Records and Atlantic Records. The total overseas sales in the first month were 1.82 million copies. Among them, the UK ranked first with 280,000 copies. Fire ranked in the top 40 of the UK pop music singles chart in the first week of release, ranking 12th at the highest, and Unstoppable ranked 37th at the highest. Other songs did not make the list. Canada's monthly sales ranked second, selling 260,000 copies, and Unstoppable, Fire and Never Say Never entered the top 10 of the singles chart. Sales in Europe were 420,000 copies, and 6 entered the top 100 of the singles charts in various places. Sales in Oceania and Asia were about 800,000 copies. Never Say Never was the most popular in these two regions. On the Korean pop music chart, it ranked 5th at the highest, and the highest was 9th on the Japanese singles chart. It entered the top 20 in New Zealand, Malaysia, and Negotiations. The sales in Latin America were about 85,000. The common languages in Latin American countries are Spanish and Portuguese. English songs are not very popular. The reason why his first album sold 85,000 copies is also due to the credit of Despacito. Despacito sold 850,000 copies in Latin America within a month of its release. It became a hit song in many countries and its radio play rate reached an extremely high level, even higher than the play rate of Latin American Queen Shakira's new song She Wolf. Without launching a world tour, Link's first album overseas sales of nearly 2 million copies a month shocked the American music scene. It is said that, if Link's album sells well in the United States, it is because of the power of boxing fans and his own fame. And the fact that it sells well overseas only shows one thing: the quality of this album is really good. Link's songs have a big market overseas, and fans are willing to pay for it. Seeing this situation, Link Music, Universal Records, and Atlantic Records proposed to hold a global tour and a global autograph session for Link, which might promote the album sales and make it a diamond record. But Link refused. He has a lot of things on his hands now, including boxing matches, filming, going to school, shooting commercials, and shooting MVs. He has to split up dozens of small units every day, and each unit has things to do. He has no time to go abroad for a tour for the time being. But he did not completely refuse. His plan is to release another album, with 3 albums as a foundation, and then start a world tour, with more fans and more money to earn. I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche without brakes. I'm like a Porsche without brakes. I'm invincible. I'm indestructible. Yes, I will win every game. In Manhattan, New York, at the Thompson Building, Evika stepped on high heels and hummed a song to Mr. Thompson's office. The partner told her that there was a guest inside. Guest? There is really a guest, messing with some woman. Evika leaned against the solid wood desk and smiled at the closed door opposite. The female assistant smiled slightly. She was not surprised by Evika's tone. She said softly, "It's the 2 gentlemen from the Kunis family. Do you want to meet them?" When Evika heard the name Kunis, her face changed slightly. The Kunis family is a tycoon in the New Jersey pharmaceutical industry. The total assets of the family exceed 3 billion yuan. They are the mobile partners of the Thompson family. Little Kunis is also one of the marriage partners chosen by Mr. Thompson for her. "Annie, I have something to do. I'm leaving first." Evika shook her skirt and moved her long legs to leave. Just after taking 2 steps, the door of the office opened. Mr. Thompson came out with 2 men, a bald middle-aged man and a thin young man. Both of them were dressed in suits and well-dressed. Evika quickened her pace and walked out. "Eva!" Mr. Thompson shouted from behind. Chapter 131 Promise. Evika secretly cursed her bad luck, turned around and smiled, and greeted their guests. "Eva, I heard you were in Los Angeles. When did you return to New York?" Little Kunis asked. "Just back." Evika moved the corners of her mouth and kept smiling. Little Kunis looked at her mature dress and looked hot, and leaned in and said, "Last time I heard that you like to watch operas. Jersey Boys premieres at the Belasco Theater tonight. I have 2 tickets. How about going to see it together?" Evika heard the perfume on him, took a half step back, and politely rejected his proposal without losing Elizabeth, saying that she had just returned to New York and had work to do later. "Eva, go to the musical work." Evika quickly glanced at Mr. Thompson, raised the folder in her hand, and said with a smile on her face, "Red, there is too much work. I will invite you to listen to Mr. Placido Domingo's concert another day." "Mr. Domingo? Great. His opera is my favorite." "Eva, I'm waiting for the call." Little Kunis raised his hand and made a phone call. Evika forced a smile and responded with a few more words. After seeing off the father and son of Kunis, "Eva, Little Kunis is a very good young man. You shouldn't be so cold to him." Back in the office, Mr. Thompson pouted and looked up unhappily. Evika shrugged, sat on the chair opposite the desk, and pushed the folder to Mr. Thompson. "Opposite? What is this?" Mr. Thompson frowned. "The sales of Link's first album, and the estimated revenue of Link Music in the first quarter." Evika picked up the coffee cup and took a sip. Mr. Thompson flipped through the document and took a look. "Global sales of 2.94 million copies? Link's album is so popular?" "Yeah." Evika crossed her legs and responded to the side with her nose, a little proud. "What about the estimated revenue of 50 million in the first quarter? What, are you kidding? Thompson International has billions of assets. but only more than 200 million a year. Your small studio can have a revenue of 50 million in the first quarter? Do you think I'm old and confused? Mr. Thompson saw the numbers above and immediately glared at Ivica with dissatisfaction. If the person in front of him was not his own daughter, he would have thrown the document in her face. A small company with an investment of only 5 million and a production time of less than half a year can have a quarterly revenue of 50 million. This is too exaggerated. Even the number one pedestrian on the street would not believe it, not to mention that he is a big entrepreneur. Ivica sipped her coffee and said, "Dad, there are various sources of income listed above. Why don't you appreciate it first?" Mr. Thompson snorted and took a look patiently. There were album income, concert income, music website download income, streaming media income, advertising income, etc. Each project and income was listed in great detail. If the sales of 2.94 million copies were true, the other figures could not be faked. The global sales data was audited by professional organizations and reported by the media. Ivica could not fake it. But Mr. Thompson still couldn't believe it. Damn it, the record industry is so profitable? Yes. Ivica was very satisfied with Mr. Thompson's reaction and smiled. This is just the money earned from selling records and advertising. In fact, in the music industry, concerts and world tours make money the fastest. Michael Jackson and others have concert incomes of more than 100 million US dollars, and other top singers have world tours with incomes of thousands of dollars per show. In addition, Link's world tour has not yet started, and our company has exceeded 50 million in the first quarter. When the tour starts, the annual income will be no less than that of Thompson International. Haha, don't brag like that. Your company just happened to make 50 million in a short period of time. It's because you were lucky to produce a hit record, not because you are so great. If the next album is unsellable, you will lose as much as you earn now, so don't be too happy too soon. Mr. Thompson picked up a cigar and snorted. Although I'm an outsider, don't try to fool my expression. Ivica blinked and waved her skirt with her white fingers. Dad, you are assuming and pessimistic. Why don't you be more positive? If our next record continues to sell well, our annual income will not be too far behind, even if it can't be compared with Thompson International. It's difficult. The record industry is more risky than real estate. The 5 major record companies can't guarantee that every record will sell well. What makes you think you can do that? Mr. Thompson shook his head. He was quite convinced of his daughter's ability. His daughter went to a prestigious university and majored in economics. In recent years, she has recruited several companies and helped manage Thompson International. She has done well. However, serious matters are very risky. Having ability does not guarantee that a company will make profits all year round. Otherwise, Lehman Brothers and other Fortune 500 companies would not have gone bankrupt during the financial crisis. Dad, I have the confidence. Ivica looked at Mr. Thompson and said with a firm expression, if Link Music can make a hit album, it can make the second, third, and even more. Dad, give me 5 years. I'm confident that Link Music's headquarters will become a large company with a market value of more than 500 million. Give you 5 years. Mr. Thompson was stunned for a moment and suddenly said oh, pointing to the folder on the desktop and looking at the sky with dissatisfaction. You come to me with these things. Are you trying to tell me that you are very powerful now and don't want me to arrange your marriage? Dad, I don't want to get married. I just don't want to marry someone I don't love. I want to choose my own marriage partner. Ivica said. Mr. Thompson snorted, puffed on a cigar and said, I gave you so much time before. Why couldn't you find one? Now you tell me to find someone you like. Ivica raised her shoulders awkwardly. I was too busy with work before, and I didn't find the right one. Now you've met him. Don't tell me it's Link. Although that guy is good, your living environment is very different, and your interests and hobbies are also very different. Is Cinderella marrying into the palace a tragedy or a comedy? I don't need to tell you. Mr. Thompson snorted coldly. Dad, it may not be Link. I just want to do something in these 5 years to prove myself. Ivica looked at him bravely. Mr. Thompson frowned and thought for a while. I'll give you a year. If the market value of Link Music is less than 200 million after 1 year, you must leave there and listen to my arrangements. Ivica blinked and thought for a while. Dad, how about 300 million in 2 years? No, I said 1 year. It's 1 year. Don't stay here with me. Ah, heartache. Mr. Thompson covered his chest, slumped in the chair, and gasped. Dad, you can't do anything. I'll call a doctor now. Evaka hurriedly stood up and said. No, no. Mr. Thompson held her and said breathlessly, Evaka, our family situation is very bad, and my health is not good either. The family needs you to support it in the future. Can you listen to me for once and stop fighting with me? Evaka nodded repeatedly. Good dad, don't talk anymore. I'll arrange for a doctor to come now. No, I just feel a little uncomfortable. I'll be fine. After drinking some coffee, Mr. Thompson sat up, took a cup, and drank a cup, patted his chest, indicating that he was weak. Evaka rolled her eyes helplessly. She was acting again. But when she thought about making Link music worth 200 million in the next year, she felt some pressure again. After leaving the office, she called Link and urged him to write songs quickly. He must hand in 2 good songs within this month. After transferring the pressure to Link, she felt relieved. Chapter 132 Party. You have so many things to do. In the holiday villa in the west of Santa Monica Beach, Los Angeles, Link said a few words and picked up his phone. Hey, Link, it's party time now. Please don't make calls, put your phone away. Paul Walker shouted with a glass of wine. Link raised his shoulders and returned to the party. After a busy circle outside, Link returned to Los Angeles to rest. Taking advantage of the good weather today, he called Paul Walker, Michelle Rodriguez, Amy Adams, and a few people he got along with. Paul Walker also brought James Franco, Joaquin Phoenix, and Cassie Affleck, all of whom were new generation stars in their 20s and 30s. Michelle brought her daughter Ashley Benson, and Amber Heard also brought a large group of young men and women. More than 40 people had a party on the lawn by the swimming pool of the Seaview Villa, with fine wine, barbecue, music, and marijuana, and everyone had a great time. Hey, Link, you're really popular recently. You're all over the news. Michelle Rodriguez, wearing a braided bra and pigtails, was lying on a beach chair with her girlfriend next to her. Yes, the new album has just been released. How can it be sold without hard promotion? Link took a bottle of light beer and sat back in his original chair. Link, it's hard to imagine that a boxer like you who changed his career to become a singer can sell more than 3 million albums. Joaquin Phoenix sat in the roses, holding a cigarette between his fingers, with greasy hair, looking a little depressed, a little out of tune with the lively party. Joaquin is a famous Hollywood actor. In the past, people would call him River Phoenix's younger brother when they mentioned him. In recent years, he has developed well in the film industry. He was nominated for the Best Supporting Actor at the Academy Awards for Gladiator. In 2005, he was nominated for the Best Supporting Actor at the Golden Globe Awards for Walk the Walk. He was also nominated for the Best Actor at the Oscars, and his achievements in the film industry are higher than his brother. In the future, he will win the Oscar for Best Actor for The Hitman. He is a very talented and powerful actor. Link was a little surprised that Paul Walker wanted to bring him to the party. Lucky, we met a good opportunity. Link laughed. This guy's being modest again. Paul Walker was lying on an orange rubber air cushion in the swimming pool and said to everyone, Link is a true sports genius. Last July, I asked him if he could race cars. He said he could do a little, and then he left me a few miles behind on the road. Last time I asked him if he could play tennis. He said he could do a little, and then he won all 5 games. There is also volleyball, swimming, diving, etc. He hopes there is no sport he is not good at. You didn't mention boxing, but he defeated Tyson's world boxing champion. James Franco, who became famous with the Spider-Man series of movies, leaned lazily on the chair, lighting hemp leaf cigarettes with both hands. That goes without saying, no one will doubt his boxing skills. Paul Walker said, I can't play table tennis. Link chuckled. Okay, I'll play table tennis next to you. Link, I'm also a singer now. Let's work together sometime. Joaquin raised a beer. Okay. Link raised his glass in anticipation. Last year at the premiere of Two Lovers, Joaquin said he would retire and become a rapper. He also released an album with dismal sales. He was also late for concerts and had conflicts with fans. He said to fans, "I have $1 million in the bank. What qualifications do you have to blame me?" Which caused a lot of controversy. Link has also heard about these things, but Joaquin is quite popular in the entertainment industry. Inviting him to be a guest singer in future concerts is also a good choice. Hey, gentlemen, I brought up the topic just now. I haven't finished yet. Are you alright? Michelle Rodriguez picked up a bowl and smashed it into the swimming pool, splashing Paul Walker with water. Okay, Michelle, what do you want to say? Everyone stopped talking and gave her time to speak. Michelle raised her thick black eyebrows and smiled coolly. Link, the news I just mentioned is not the news promoting the record. I was talking about Amber's conversation in the interview. She said you are super strong. Is that true? Wow. Everyone at the party burst into laughter. The amount of news reported recently is indeed no less than the news about Link's album sales. Link, come on and tell me. I'm also very good about this matter. I've wanted to call you a long time ago, but it feels very perverted when these two men talk about things on the phone. Paul Walker laughed. Link was helpless. We are all serious people. Please don't talk about such boring topics, okay? It's a private party. What else can we talk about if not this? Hi, Amber. Michelle shouted to Amber, who came over with a drink. Is what you said on ABC's Fashion Ladies program true? Of course it's true. Link is better than me. If you don't believe me, try it. Amber was wearing a bikini and her blonde hair was loose. She shrugged coquettishly. Wow, how big is he? Michelle gestured to the camera with her hand. Hey, Michelle, you wear it so interestingly. I won't take off my pants to show you. Link teased. Haha, take it off. Take it off quickly. Do you think I dare not watch? Michelle laughed heartily. Others also shouted to Link to take off his clothes for Michelle to see that she was not really uninterested in men. Link shook his head and said that when it came to dirty jokes, he was not the one who said, "Let's end this topic." Michelle, you said you wanted to have a match with me? Come on, let me see how good you are. Well, when I was filming Girls Punch, I also practiced for a year, and I have been practicing for the past few years. My skills are definitely at the amateur level, Michelle said confidently. Link brought to side punches and he just dodged without punching, making the opponent tired and sweating. In the end, Michelle wanted to knock him down in a wrestling posture like Mario, but he lifted her up and threw her directly into the swimming pool, which made everyone laugh. Paul Walker, Cassie Affleck and others were also very excited and wanted to fight with him. Link was not polite either and knocked them dizzy with quick punches. While they were playing, the assistant Anna came in and gently told him that Taylor was here. Link was a little surprised. Why did Taylor come back at this time? Link got up and went out to greet him. Taylor drove a red Porsche convertible, wearing a white tasseled long skirt with sparkling sequins on it. The hem reached the knees, with slender straight calves, and high-heeled sneakers. Long golden curly hair draped over her shoulders, fair and delicate cheeks, rosy lips, and a faint expression, like a fairy. When did you come back? Link stepped forward and looked at Taylor. Taylor did not respond to him, but looked at him. He checked his luggage and walked in with his long legs. Thinking that she was the hostess here, he was not polite at all. There's a party in there, it's a bit messy. Link followed him up with his luggage and said. Taylor looked in the direction of the swimming pool. There was a rose garden in the middle. Noisy sounds came from there, and he could vaguely see a few playful figures. But I'm leaving. After the party, bring that woman to see me, Taylor said as he walked. Hey, Taylor, we broke up. Link reminded. I said, I don't agree. Taylor looked at him with his blue eyes, took Anna's hand, and asked her to help find a clean room. She needs to rest. Link shook his head helplessly. This Taylor was different from the Taylor on the news. He suspected that this must be a parallel time and space, and this Taylor was not that Taylor. Chapter 133 Small Surefield. The party lasted for half a day, and everyone left in high spirits. Link arranged the drunken guests very well, and when he returned to the theater, he saw Taylor sitting on the sofa with her long legs crossed, and Amber standing opposite her. Taylor was wearing a white dress, with her blonde hair draped in front of her, and she pursed her lips while doing business, looking a little cold. Amber was swinging her legs and chewing gum, not as expected. They were all beautiful women, and if they sat together and laughed, calling each other sisters. The scene would definitely be beautiful. But now they were in opposition to each other, and the atmosphere was not harmonious. Link couldn't help but feel a little anxious. He looked at Mizuna next to him, wanting to ask her if she had any good ideas. Mizuna nodded, left, and closed the door. This obviously misunderstood what he meant. Link, who is she? Amber turned around and asked. Link knew that she must know Taylor, and when she asked who is she was not asking her name, but her identity. But what should he answer? Saying that Taylor was an ex-girlfriend would make Taylor's identity embarrassing, and Link would not hurt her. This is Taylor. Link introduced. I'm Link's daughter. Taylor narrowed her blue fox eyes. I'm Link's girlfriend. The media and his friends all know it. Amber took Link's arm and leaned against him, indicating that their relationship was closer. Taylor sighed and said lightly, we have been together for more than half a year. We had a little conflict some time ago. Now we are fine. I hope you can leave on your own initiative. Why? Just because you are a big star, I will listen to you. Huh? Amber pouted disdainfully. Taylor clenched her fists on her knees and said, you should know that Link doesn't love you. He just treats you as a female companion. Has he ever told you that he loves you? I believe he hasn't. She blinked, leaned on Link's shoulder and smiled. I don't care. It's enough for me to love him. I believe that if I pay attention for a long time, he will fall in love with me. Link, will you? Taylor stared at Link and asked. Link was embarrassed. When he watched movies before, he liked to watch the hero Shurfield the most. Every time he saw 2 or more women meet, tear off the scumbag's disguise, and then abandon the scumbag together, he felt very relieved. When he became the partner in the Shurfield, this feeling was terrible. Taylor took out her checkbook and quickly filled out a check. Amber, thank you for accompanying Link during this time. This 500,000 is your reward. You can leave. Amber was stunned for a moment, blinked and smiled. I'm serious about Link. You want to buy out my love for him with 500,000. This is impossible. Love is priceless. Link also looked at Taylor speechlessly. Who would use this method to drive away a love rival? This is too rich. 1 million. Taylor signed another check, holding 2 checks between his fingers, and chased Amber. This is the last chance. Choose to stay with a man who can knock you down at any time, or take a check to buy a luxury house and live a wealthy life. It's your choice. Link looked at the check and shook his head. With his conditions and strong body, no woman would leave him for 1 million. Absolutely not. Are you really willing to give me 1 million? Amber stared. 500,000 is nothing to me. I care more about Link. Taylor said calmly. Deal. Amber laughed, walked over to pick up something, and looked at it. It seems that you have a lot to talk about. I won't disturb you. I wish you a happy life. By the way, Link, you are the best man I have ever met. You can call me anytime next time you need it. Amber kissed Link here and there, and left happily with cash. Is this your new girlfriend? You gave up on me for 1 million? I didn't expect your vision to be so bad. In the hall, Taylor raised the corner of his lips with a hint of contempt and sarcasm on his face. Link's face darkened. He didn't expect Amber to choose a 1 million plot instead of himself, a big star, a potential stock, and a future billionaire. This woman's vision is too short-sighted. The face opposite said, Taylor, you don't have to do this. Before I explained, we are not suitable. You love your career, and I need a girlfriend who can always be with me, a family. I think you should understand what I mean. I understand. I will adjust my working hours in the future and spend more time with you at home. Taylor said seriously. Is this possible? Why not try? When I first started working outside, you didn't ask me to stay with you at home, nor did you express dissatisfaction. You just kicked me out with a phone call. Is this my fault alone? Taylor looked at him angrily. Link was speechless. As a grown man, he certainly wouldn't tell Taylor. I hope she stays at home more, so the vision is too weak. In addition, Taylor will become a superstar in the world music scene in the future. He doesn't want to limit her development because of his own reasons, so he never asked Taylor. Now hearing Taylor say this, he also feels that breaking up over the phone is a bit hasty. I know if I can. Is there any way to solve our current situation? What if we don't try? Then in the Xiles Hideo site, they seriously discussed how to solve the contradiction between the frequency of holding concert tours and the limited time that cannot meet Link's needs. The solution is to reduce some unnecessary work, reduce the frequency of holding concert tours, have at least time to take care of her every year, and so on. Taylor wrote 7 or 8 pages in the notebook with a pen. These plans look good, but Link doesn't think they have any special effect. Taylor loves music and likes singing. When there is a job in the future, she will still choose to work. Just seeing Taylor writing seriously, he didn't want to say much. What do you think? Taylor put down the pen and asked him. It looks good, but I hope it won't affect your work. Link asked. Taylor looked at him strangely. You want my job more than me? If it were another boy, he would ask his girlfriend to stay at home, or give up his job. After being rejected, he would break up. Why don't you do this? Linkstein spread his hands. You started singing at the age of 9, and met me at the age of 9. I don't think my importance in your heart will exceed music, so I never ask you to do this. So you think I love music more than you? Taylor was stunned. Isn't it? Link smiled. Taylor looked at him quietly, blinked his blue eyes, and suddenly picked up a pencil, and wrote and drew on the notebook. Where are you? I got inspiration. I want to write a song. Don't disturb me. Taylor said without raising his head. Link shook his head. He got up and helped her make the first dinner. After Taylor came back, Link lived a life with a woman again. Although Amber also lived in the villa for a period of time, she also had a job and her own circle of friends. Link and her could hardly play together. Except for the exchange of body fluids and hormones, there was not much communication in other aspects. Taylor is different. They understand and appreciate each other, have common interests and hobbies, and feel much more comfortable when they are together. After living together for 3 days, the two decided to make their relationship public to the media. When the couple appeared on the Beverly Rodeo Drive that day, Hollywood dog magazines and reporters swarmed in. From 7 or 8 at the beginning to 300 or 400 media reporters later, thousands of fans and lively audiences directly paralyzed the traffic on the main road of Beverly Hills. In the end, the Beverly Police Department could only arrange hundreds of police officers to set up cordons along the road and evacuate traffic. At the same time, news about shopping was made public. Since Link and Taylor are almost the most popular light-skinned male and female singers in the current American music scene, they have a very sensational influence worldwide. This couple's love affair is obviously a big melon. Moreover, Link's contact person not long ago was Amber, and Amber was still talking about his privacy in the media. Only a few days later, Link's Annie became Taylor again. The change came too quickly, leaving too much imagination and space for the public and the media. Some media believe that Taylor intervened in the relationship between Link and Amber, and was a third party. Some media reported that Link and Taylor had been in secret contact before, and they had a conflict in the middle, and Amber took advantage of the situation. Some media also said that Link was a scumbag and was too timing. Some media also said that Link was too strong, and one girlfriend could not satisfy him, and he needed 2 or more. The media talked about it, and there were various opinions. Regarding these speculations, Amber took the lead in standing up for an interview, saying that she knew that Link and Taylor had a good impression of each other, and she chose to withdraw to make up for the comparison. Link and Taylor also revealed to the media through their agents that the two had known each other in Miami in June last year. They were ordinary friends, studied guitar together, and had a good impression of each other. Not long ago, Link expressed his affection for Taylor in an interview, and Taylor happened to like Link. After the two communicated privately, they officially confirmed their relationship. No one interfered with anyone's feelings here. After the relevant gossip relationship was clarified, the news about Link and Taylor continued to cause riots across the United States. Mediation mainstream. Critics generally believe that these images are good. One is strong and handsome, the other is exquisite and beautiful, and both have creative talents. On the US Billboard charts, one is 4th and the other is 9th. Both are excellent singers. They both have good reputations, no messy scandals, no tattoos, no drugs, no alcohol and other Dallas behaviors. They look very compatible, just like the princess and knight in the story. After hearing about their relationship, many people said they believed in love again. There are also media hype. Los Angeles Times and Entertainment Weekly said that Britney and Justin Timberlake have a pair of famous golden boys and girls in the music world after Sweet Candy, and they are not optimistic or pessimistic. Fans also expressed support for their comments. Taylor's fans said that only a boy like Link can be worthy of a beautiful and talented girl like Taylor. Link's fans and boxing fans also think that Taylor and Link are a good match and should be together. With the help of media hype, the sales of Link's albums have also fallen. After the hot sales period in the first month, the weekly sales of Link's albums fell below 100,000 copies. After the news of him and Taylor Alex broke out, the sales doubled in the 7th week, growing to 217,000 copies, returning to the second place on the sales chart. It is said that Taylor's fans also came to buy his album. Taylor's album sales increased even more, with 64,000 copies in the 19th week and 285,000 copies in the 20th week, surpassing Link, Can I, and Britney, and re-topped the album sales chart. In the US market, it exceeded 4 million copies, and the result of 4 times platinum. From this point of view, Taylor's album has greater staying power than Link's, and the quality is also higher. The album is quite popular, and it has reoccupied the first and second places on the US Top 200 Albums chart. There are also media complaints about this speculation. Link and Taylor have not responded. Every day, they go shopping, get together, write songs, practice piano, and live a simple life behind closed doors. Chapter 134 You are not allowed to look. In the morning, the sunshine in Los Angeles, the bright sunshine, the blue sky and sea, the beach and the tall Miami trees almost made Link think that he was back in Miami Beach. However, there are still some obvious differences in the geographical environment and climate between Los Angeles and Miami. Los Angeles has a Mediterranean climate, with mild and humid winters, dry and hot summers, less summers, and relatively average autumns, around 20°C. The air is cooler and drier than the cooler ones. Los Angeles has many sunny days, and is less affected by weather changes. This is one of the reasons why major film companies have built factories here. The population of Los Angeles is more than 4 million, at least twice as much. Manhattan is also more lively than all of Miami. In a flash, it is all buildings and street scenes that appear in Hollywood movies. In the morning, Link wore a red Converse sportswear and ran more than 20 kilometers along Santa Monica Boulevard. Later, he went to the West Side Boxing Club and trained for 2 hours. By the way, he gave one of the protagonists of the fighter Christian Bale boxing training some pointers. The preliminary preparations for the fighter crew have been completed and are scheduled to start filming next month. During this period, in addition to promoting the album and participating in the program recording, Link also has time to attend classes at the Los Angeles School of Performing Arts and learn some performance knowledge. At 2 o'clock, he drove back to the villa area in the west of Santa Monica Beach. This villa is temporarily rented. It is a single-family villa with average decoration conditions, but the surrounding scenery is good. You can see the sunny beach every day. It is also close to the city center and Hollywood. When he lived alone before, he only used this place as a place to sleep. He usually worked outside until the evening before coming back. Now that Taylor is here, he goes home immediately after finishing his work every day. Try to reduce work outside and spend more time. Taylor has performed well in Europe during this period. His daily workload has been reduced a lot. The concert has also been postponed, and he spends more time at home every day than him. He also notes that this is temporary. Taylor is still the workaholic who loves music more than anything else. After a while, he will continue to be busy again, so Link also takes advantage of Taylor's still at home and doesn't stay at home too much. In the villa, the servants returned to the kitchen to work. The gardener was on the front lawn, and the assistant Anna told him that the costumes for the performance were ready. He would leave for the image design studio at 3:20 to get his haircut and makeup done, and go to Beverly to attend the Grammy Awards at 4:30. Link said he knew. He came to the second floor of the villa and called Taylor, but got no response. He heard 2 meows and saw 2 Scottish fold cats lying in the aisle. One of them was a silver-white tiger-striped kitten, calling Meridian over. He was using his claws to poke a plush ball, plucking it back and forth. The other little white cat was lying lazily on the ground, letting the sun shine on her petite body. It was Olivia, both of whom were Taylor's favorites. Link had told Taylor before that in her heart, music career ranked first, and he was in the first place. After the two cats came, he found that he had overestimated his status. Taylor was obviously more important and intimate to the second cat than to him, and his ranking should be after the two kittens. Meow. Meridian saw him coming, greeted him, and continued to play with the plush ball. Olivia glanced at him lazily, then closed her eyes and dozed off. Her eyes were very cold. Link squatted down and scratched Olivia's belly with his hand. Olivia patted his fingers with her paws and told him not to be a hooligan. Finally, she felt that she could not resist, so she closed her eyes and enjoyed it, and her belly made a humming sound. Meridian glanced at him, pushed the plush ball over, and meowed at him. Link flicked it back with his fingers. Meridian flicked it again. Link flicked it back again. And when the little thing flicked it for the third time, Link flicked his wings on its head. He was a world boxing champion and a popular singer, so how could he have time to play football with you? Link stroked the two little ones twice, and pushed open the door to enter the house. There were guitars, weapons, and dozens of scattered manuscripts on the sofa. Taylor was lying on the North Pole, wearing fashionable glasses, and with messy long golden hair. He held a pen, and wrote and drew on the manuscript paper, humming as he wrote. Link didn't bother her. He closed the door gently, picked up a few manuscripts, sat on the sofa and read them. The first one was a song called Better Than. It was a revenge song, about a boyfriend who cheated on her with an actor. She was very sad and wanted revenge, but in the end she chose to forgive him, licking her wounds. She was very resentful. The song on the other piece of paper had no name. It just said, "You are a heartless man. You only tell lies. Watch how I light this match and burn the time I wasted in the past," which was even more resentful. Link's forehead was sweating. This literary young woman's inner drama was too rich. She had agreed not to bring up the past again, and she wrote that breakup as a small episode in their relationship. Now she wrote it all into the song, and she wrote it so aggrieved. What does it mean? Don't look at it. You are not allowed to look at it. When he was looking at the third piece of paper, Taylor suddenly jumped up, stumbled and threw himself on him, snatched the manuscript from his hand, and hid it in his brother. Link, don't let your imagination run wild. This is creation, not writing a diary. Some parts are a bit exaggerated. Can you understand? Taylor asked nervously, chasing him. Really? Promise? I promise. I'm also a creator. I understand what you mean. You are basing your original imagination on a little fact, just like adapting a news event, right? Link said while combing her hair. Taylor nodded repeatedly, blinking her blue eyes. Get up. I'm going to attend the Grammy Awards ceremony, and we should prepare in advance. Link said, holding her shoulders and standing up. Do you really not care? Taylor caught his expression and Link smiled lightly, stopped and said, if I care, will you stop writing these songs? Taylor frowned slightly, and her eyebrows stood up. So, just create, and stick to what you love to do. Don't let me affect your creative performance, and don't set limits for yourself in your mind. Creation should be free, and I won't be your shackles. Besides, I'm not that petty, and I won't be angry with you about this matter. Link said, rubbing her hair. Taylor glanced at him, hugged his waist tightly with both hands, and put her face against his cheek. Her breathing slowly became rapid and hot. I tried. What? I want to have sex. Taylor leaned against him, and kissed his face and said, but now I have to attend the Grammy Awards, which will be open for 2 hours. Never mind, now I understand sex. Link bent down and kissed her, put his arms around her waist and hips, pulled up her skirt that was interfering with his work, posed, and sat on the balcony. Meow meow meow. From the corridor came the sound of Anna, the assistant of the Scottish fold cat, coming up the stairs, ready to remind the other party that it was time to set off. When she heard the cat's meow, she squatted down and stroked it, only to find that it was not a cat's meow, but a noise coming from the next room. The sound was very similar to that of a cat, but there were some differences. It was a sound of orchestral music, with alternating highs and lows, heavy and light. Even this married woman blushed when she heard it. Chapter 135 Grammy. How do you think I look like this? In the celebrity image management studio on Hollywood Boulevard, Link spread out his hand-painted work and looked at Taylor's camera. He was wearing a dire slim-fit twill suit, a black thin striped tie, and a platinum watch on his wrist. With his angular face and slender and upright figure, he looked exquisite, fashionable, dignified, and expensive. So handsome, dear. You are definitely the most handsome man in the world. Taylor, wearing a chiffon dress, sat in front of the mirror, letting the makeup artist apply makeup on her face, and praised Link's figure through the mirror. Haha, dear, you are also very beautiful today. I dare say that no one at the Grammy Awards can compare to you. Link looked in the mirror. Taylor's delicate cheeks, even without makeup, were rosy and tender, crystal clear, and mature cherry color, making people want to eat them. Mooah. Taylor raised his hand and blew Link a kiss. That's enough, you two. Madame Andrea looked at the couple with dissatisfaction. The award ceremony is about to start. Can you be more serious? Do you want to be late for the Grammy Awards? Mom, don't worry, we are late for the performance, not for the award. It doesn't matter if we come later. Taylor waved absent-mindedly because she was in a good mood. She always had a sweet smile on her face. Madame Andrea sighed helplessly, thinking that her daughter was led astray by Link. When she heard that she was going to attend the Grammy Awards last year, she was so happy that she couldn't sleep and started preparing 3 days in advance. And today, the award ceremony started an hour before. She called her assistant Emily to ask if Taylor had left, and the answer she got was no. The two were still doing shy things in the bedroom, completely forgetting that they had to attend the award ceremony in the afternoon. She almost fainted with anger. It was daytime now. How could they be so shameless? Taylor used to be so ladylike. It was Link's fault. Madame Andrea glanced at the culprit Link and felt that there should be a time to talk to him. Are you ready? Ms. Mandy pushed the door open and came in. The car is here. Wait a little longer. The two of them don't care about the Grammys at all. Mrs. Andrea snorted. In early March, the 51st Grammy Award ceremony was held at the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Los Angeles, USA. The Grammy Awards, the Oscars for movies, the Emmys for television, and the Tony Awards for drama are collectively known as the four major entertainment awards in the United States. The Grammy Awards are selected for records released in the United States from October of the previous year to the end of September of the following year. Artists or record companies apply for them. After successful application, the organizing committee will classify and sort out the genres according to the musical attributes of the works. After 2 rounds of voting, the selection committee selected the winners of the annual grand prize and various minor awards from the 5 nominees for each award. Ben Link released his album at the beginning of this year, but he didn't make it to the preliminary Grammy Awards. Taylor's second album also didn't make it, so they didn't get nominated. However, they were both invited by the organizers to attend this year's Grammy Awards as guest performers. At the awards ceremony, Link sang the popular song Despacito. Before going on stage, he didn't feel anything. He had rehearsed before, and everything went smoothly. When he really went on stage to perform, he sang and danced with the dancers, and suddenly his eyes caught the audience. There were 400 or 500 top singers in the world music scene, including Lynn Diane, Mariah Carey, Janet Jackson, Linkin Park members, Coldplay members, Kanye West, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, Adele, Britney, Lady Gaga, etc. Chased by these people, Link almost lost his performance, but fortunately there were not many people who knew Spanish at the scene, and he quickly adjusted after singing 2 wrong words. After returning to the backstage, Link thanked his dancers and met Taylor, who was on stage. The two chatted for a few more words before he returned to the front audience seat. He was a singer invited to attend the award ceremony, but he was not assigned a seat. He sat in the middle and back. Hey, Link, you just sang 2 words wrong. Hearing someone greet him in Spanish, he took a quick look. It was Shakira, the Latin music queen, who is currently the Latin singer with the highest album sales in the world. The 2010 South Africa World Cup theme song Waka Waka made her famous all over the world. This woman is Colombian and her mother tongue is Spanish. Link didn't intend to point it out to her face and said a little embarrassedly, "Yes, I was a little nervous just now." "It's okay, you sing well." Shakira left a signature smile, with red lips and white teeth, and the enthusiasm and heartiness of a Latin woman. Link thought that his song was more popular in the Latin region than the other party's new song Female Pervert, and felt that the other party was probably playing a trick on him, so he nodded and continued to move forward. Hey. He heard another hey. It was just Lynn Shakira. This voice was very rough and impolite. Link didn't intend to respond. He continued to walk forward along the steps on the road. Hey. Link Baker, you should apologize to Can I? Someone shouted. Link glanced around. The light there was not good. Except for a few pairs of big white eyes and a few big white teeth, the rest of the place was dark. They were all talking, and there was no festival at all. This was the seating area for rap groups and rappers. All of them were black. The air was also filled with the smell of spices from black people. Link touched his nose. Sorry, where are you? Fuck. Lol. This kid said he didn't know you. This kid must be looking for trouble. Do you want to beat him up? Several black singers rolled up their sleeves and cursed. Shut up. A white man in front turned around and persuaded. Are you guys idiots? He's the world boxing champion. Even Tyson can't beat him. Do you want to fight him? The black people immediately quieted down, staring at each other with their eyes wide open. The person Link was talking to was talking about the singer Eminem, who nodded at him and went to the seat in the front row. He looked at his seat. In the front row were the Coldplay band that received 7 nominations, and in front were the award presenters Lynn Diane, Justin Timberlake, and Amy Winehouse, and in the back were Eminem and 50 Cent. On the left was Lady Gaga with long silver hair and big red lips, and next to Lady Gaga was Katy Perry, who was wearing a busty outfit and a green sequined long dress. On his right shoulder was Taylor's seat, and on the right was a fat female singer with lush hair, the future British singer Adele Atkins. This row was probably full of new singers who performed well in the world music scene last year. Sitting with these people, Link felt very stressed. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 136 Adele. Hi, Link, I'm your fan. When she returned to the audience, Lady Gaga took the initiative to greet him. Link smiled and shook hands with her. Joan, I'm also your fan. I like your song Poker Face very much. Its melody sounded. Thank you. How about we work together once, if there is a chance? I also live in New York. Lady Gaga smiled. Of course. Link chatted with her for a few words. Lady Gaga's real name is Joan Germanotta. She is from Manhattan, New York. She is 23 years old this year. She debuted in 2005. She has written songs for artists such as Britney Spears, Fergie, and the Pussycat Dolls. She is a singer-songwriter. Last year, she released her first solo studio album The Fame, which has sold more than 5 million copies worldwide. The single Poker Face is even more popular all over the world, winning the singles charts in 20 countries including the United States, and is more popular than Dream Possible and Despacito. From the news I saw before, Miss Gaga has an exaggerated style and behavior. She often wears some strange clothes to attend public occasions to attract the attention of the media. She looks like a very exaggerated person. In real life, she speaks in a very gentle voice. When chatting, Link found that he dared not look at people and was even a little shy. This discovery made him feel very interesting. He felt that he and Miss Gaga were the same type of people. They were thin-skinned, but in order to become famous, they deliberately created some controversial topics to attract the attention of the media. Link, I watched your boxing match. You were in the boxing ring. Link smiled gently. So you are my boxing fan. I like your songs too. My favorite is Dream It Maybe. I listened to it more than 100 times. And Despacito was also scary, but the MV on YouTube is a bit rough. You should record a delicate MV and repost it on the internet. Yes, that video was recorded casually. The MV for the new album and the MV for that single are being planned and will be re-released next month. Because the album has good sales, Link Music is trying to get the crew to shoot a music video. A good music video can further interpret the connotation of the song, and it can also promote the album. So during this period, Link not only has to promote the album, but also the crew of the fighter helps to guide the actors and shoot the music video. The work is very busy. Link, I will go to Miami for my world tour next month. Can I invite you to be a guest singer? Joan asked tentatively. Link thought about it and agreed. Miss Gaga is growing very fast and will be a top star in the next few years. Working with her will also be a good connection. While they were chatting, Katy Perry was hugging his face next to him. Link also looked into her eyes and nodded to say hello. Katy Perry is 25 years old this year. She is the descendant of Latin immigrants. She has kohl pupils, a well-proportioned figure, and wears a skirt that reveals half of her bra. She speaks in a lively voice. She looked at Link and asked, Link, are you really a boxer? Link was stunned and smiled. Yes. Is there any problem? Katy Perry shrugged and pointed with her finger. I thought boxers were strong men with very strong bodies and well-developed accusations. You are looking at a model. Link defeated Tyson. He is very powerful. Joan interrupted. I know, so I'm not like him. I used to think that Boxing King Link was one person and Singer Link was another person. Now I know that they are the same person. I feel a little split. Katy Perry shrugged. Link joked, should I take off my shirt and sing on the stage with boxing gloves on? She also chuckled and suggested that he give it a try. The Best New Artist of the Year award was presented on the stage. The winner was Adele Adkins, who was sitting next to her. She was also known as Grammy's dear daughter and could win a Grammy award every year as long as she released a song. Ms. Adele, congratulations on your award. After Adele left the stage, Link clapped his hands and directed, thank you. Adele smiled happily. You look beautiful. Link looked at the golden gramophone in her hand, which was the Grammy Award trophy, and was very delicately plated. Do you want to see it? Adele handed it over and smiled. Can I? Link took the trophy and got a bit of the artistic atmosphere of the Grammy Awards. Lady Gaga and Katy Perry also came over and looked at it curiously with envious expressions. Link wanted to tell them that there was no need to be envious because they were not Grammy girlfriends, but goddaughters. In the future, each of them would win more than a dozen Grammy trophies and wholesale Grammy trophies. It would be difficult for him to get the Grammy award alone. Link looked at it for a while, returned the trophy to Adele, and thanked her. Then Adele went on stage and took a golden gramophone, which was the Best Pop Female Singer of the Year award. She was worthy of being her own daughter, and she won the Female Singer of the Year as soon as she debuted. After Adele left the stage, Taylor sang 15 with singer Miley Cyrus. Both of them were singers from Nashville. Taylor once wrote a song for Miley Cyrus. You will always find your way home. Taylor wore a white chiffon dress, playing the guitar in the middle and singing. Miley Cyrus wore a black wallet and sang along with her. Miley Cyrus is only 17 years old this year. She has sold more than 1,000 albums worldwide. She has released 3 albums, all of which have won the album sales chart. She held a North American tour in 2007 to 2008, and the ticket revenue alone was as high as 36 million images. Her tour video set a movie record with a sales of $70.6 million, which is higher than many Hollywood A-level productions. Link thinks that this kind of person is a real chosen one. Not me. As a singer, you need to rack your brains to think of songs and think about it until you have a headache before you can come up with a lyric and music score. As a boxer, you need to train every day and you have to train to exhaustion before you can make a little progress. The performance on the stage ended. Taylor carried her guitar and left the stage, and Link stood up and sat down with her hand. Because they are the most popular couple in the current music scene, when Taylor left the stage, the eyes of the audience and the focus lens followed a similar look. They look so good together. Joan said softly to Katy Perry. Katy Perry glanced at them, shook her head and said, the media said they were Britney and Justin. Obviously they don't think well of them, and I don't think couples in the circle can go far. The two look really good together. Joan looked at each other with envy. One tall and handsome, the other tall and beautiful, both talented. They are definitely the most suitable couple in the entertainment industry. Katy Perry looked at Link, lowered her voice, and said to Joan, Amy Berlink is very good in that aspect, and she can't get out of bed every time. I don't know if it's true. Joan rolled her eyes at her fiercely. You are too dirty. I'm dirty? Katy Perry was choked by her words. In terms of who has the most participants in composing in the current circle, Miss Gaga can definitely be ranked in the top 3. She is very exposed and has a weird style. In MVs and concerts, she often has some participant movements. The media criticized that her creative style is too unsweetable for children. How can such a person say that she is dirty? She thinks Joan and Link are very similar. Both have some split personality. Chapter 137 Big News. How do you feel about participating in the Grammys for the first time? Sitting on the ground, Taylor took his hand and gave him instructions. A little nervous. I just sang 2 words wrong on the stage. Did you notice? No, but there is Starbucks here. I should be able to see it when I go back to watch the TV broadcast. Taylor pointed to several focal points on the edge of the stage and smiled. Link was sure that no matter what, the mistakes he made on the stage would be reported on the TV broadcast and criticized by many people. It doesn't matter. It's your first time singing in front of such a professional singer. It's already very good to perform like this. I was also very nervous just now. Taylor comforted him softly. Link nodded. He dared to sing and dance in front of several top singers in the music industry. This mentality was indeed not bad. Link, you should apologize to Kanai. Wow. Link was chatting with Taylor in the audience. Suddenly, he heard a burst of voices coming from all around. Then people in the audience looked over. He and Taylor became the focus of the scene. Link and Taylor looked at each other, both a little puzzled. Link, Lil Wayne said you should apologize to Kanai. Miss Gaga pulled his sleeve and pointed at the black singer holding the golden gramophone prisoner on the stage. He was in his 20s, wearing a white short-sleeved shirt with black braids that were more than a foot long and blue tattoos on both arms, which were more exaggerated than Dino's tattoos. This person is Lil Wayne, a famous rapper. He wrote songs at the age of 8, debuted at the age of 15 and released records, selling more than 40 copies. In June last year, he released his 6th studio album Ta Carter III, which became the champion of the US record album chart with sales of about 1.005 million in the first week. It was also with this album that he won 4 trophies at the previous Grammy Awards. It is said that the other party in the announcement has a good relationship with Kanye West. He was also the one who criticized Link's album for being too cliché in the media last time. What Link didn't expect was that this person would thank Kanye on the one hand and ask him to apologize on the other hand when expressing his feelings about winning the award. This approach made Link very uncomfortable. The other party was on the stage, and he was off the stage, and he couldn't play a role in public. Link Baker, you shouldn't attack Kanye's attitude. I think it's very rude, and you should apologize to him, Lil Wayne said while holding the microphone. Link smiled and shook his head and raised his body to the other party. Thumbs up, then turned it down. He wanted to raise his middle finger, but considering that he was a youth idol and there were idols covering his arms, he changed it to thumbs up. Lil Wayne cursed and continued to talk. The host talent stepped forward to persuade him to leave the stage. Lil Wayne cursed and left the stage, and several black singers sitting in the back row were also cursing Link. Link was too lazy to pay attention. The Grammy Awards is a stage for the winners, and he is a guest invited to attend the ceremony. It is not right for Elizabeth to make trouble on such an occasion. Honey, ignore them. You are not wrong. Taylor grabbed his arm tightly, threatening him to stand up and hit someone. Don't worry, I'm not that simple, Link said. At this time, Kanye West walked to the front again to receive the Best Rap Song Collaboration Award. Kanye held a cigarette and said to the audience, "Hey, Lil, I said don't mention that kid." Link lowered his head and said a few words to Taylor, buttoned up, stood up and left the audience and walked out of the venue. Oh. There was a noisy discussion at the scene. Link stood up and left when Kanye was speaking, which was clearly a disdain and disrespect for him. The black musicians at the scene immediately got up, cursed Link, and were asked to leave by the on-site staff. The award ceremony was in chaos for more than 3 minutes before other awards were presented. Mr. Link Baker, can we interview you? Mr. Baker, please wait, we have a few questions for you. When Link finished the Grammy Awards ceremony, reporters waiting outside the Hilton Hotel and interview tools swarmed in and surrounded Link, and the sound of cameramen became one. Link stopped and looked at his watch. Dear reporters, I have something else to do. Please ask questions quickly. Mr. Baker, why did you leave early? The reporter from Entertainment Weekly shouted. Link frowned and said, if you don't even know the reason, I think there is no need for this interview. Mr. Baker, Lil Wayne and Kanye West asked you to apologize when they received the award. How did you log out of the Now Live account? What do you think of each other's behavior? The reporter from the Los Angeles Times asked. Very disappointed. The Grammy Awards is an art hall for musicians. It should be sacred, or at least solemn. In such a solemn ceremony, they publicly sued me on the podium because of a little personal grudge. I'm responsible for a guest invited to attend the ceremony? Link shook his head and looked at the reporters and said, in addition, I'm also disappointed with the Grammy Awards. For musicians, the Grammy Awards are a huge honor, and the winners should be true artists. However, today I saw that they awarded several awards to two rude and uncultured people. Such a Grammy is disappointing. Hearing his direct criticism of the Grammys, the reporters were excited. A reporter from The Hollywood Reporter shouted, Mr. Baker, do you think Lil Wayne and Kanye should not have won a Grammy Award? I don't know whether they should win the award or not. If the Grammy committee believes that the award process only considers the quality of the song and the singer's character and moral cultivation, then I have nothing to say. Link spread his hands and said, Mr. Baker. The reporter from the American Express shouted, Lil Wayne asked you to apologize to Kanye. Will you apologize? Yes, not long ago, Kanye, Lil Wayne and others publicly spread rumors that my album promotion was fake. My legal team has obtained evidence of their rumors. The Georgia District Court has filed a lawsuit. The next step is for the court to hear the case. I think it is them who need to apologize, not me. Mr. Baker, Kanye said before that you attacked him at the press conference because you wanted to use his popularity to sell albums. Do you agree with this point of view? The reporter from USA Today asked. This analogy is even more ridiculous. My album sales are higher than his. Do I need to use their popularity? It is precisely they who are taking the opportunity to make trouble. Through today's incident, I can be sure that Kanye West is sick, and Lil Wayne is also sick. They have both suffered from a kind of arrogance. Do they think that, because their ancestors were non-racial, America has achieved a non-racial world? This is ridiculous. Wow. Hearing that he was pointing the finger at the White House again, the reporters at the scene were stunned for a moment, and then their brains were congested, their eyes were red, and they shouted at him. Mr. Baker, do you mean that they are dissatisfied with the new president because the new president is African American? Mr. Baker, are you expressing dissatisfaction with the new president? Mr. Baker, who did you vote for in this election? Mr. Baker, are you a donkey party or an elephant party? The reporters shouted loudly. Link did not answer, but left the scene through the safe passage and parked directly in the commercial vehicle on the side of the road. Link, you are too sudden. You should not blame the Grammys, let alone the president. Now African Americans are proud that Obama is in the White House. You will definitely cause dissatisfaction among the black community if you bring this matter to him. Mrs. Andrea criticized in the car. Link leaned back in his seat and shrugged his shoulders. Don't worry, they can't do anything to me. Whether they attack me with a loan or use other methods to suppress me, I have ways to deal with it. If they do that, I can just temporarily immigrate abroad. With my ability, it doesn't matter where I develop. Mrs. Andrea frowned, remembering that this guy is not only a singer, but also a world boxing champion, an Olympic champion, and an athlete who upholds the honor of America. If this incident causes him to immigrate, the new president may also win the championship. You will lose the support of black fans. Mrs. Andrea thought for a while and said, black fans? Link thought, do I have black fans? Annie, do you think those guys who listen to hip hop, rap, and hip hop all over the world will like my songs? I don't think I have many black fans, and even if I do, there won't be too many. Just like tennis fans, most of them are still light-skinned groups, and most of those who support her are those people. The fundamental reason for her conflict with Kanye in the future is also entertainment factions plus political struggles plus racial conflicts. His actions today are also a bit of a fire. Link, I support your approach. Lil Wayne and Kanye accused you, a guest of honor, on the podium. No matter how the media hypes it up, they were the ones who did something wrong, and you handled it right. Mrs. Andrea shook her head. It's still too extreme, Link. The news says you're a smart man. You could have handled it more gently instead of this method of directly breaking up the relationship without any room for negotiation. Yes, there is such a way, but it's too slow to be effective. I broke up with them directly and made things worse. Next, they can either make peace with me or continue to suppress me in mediation and in my career. If they use the second method, it will only make the matter worse, and it will be unpleasant for both parties. I think the one who just moved into Stanford doesn't want to see this happen. Mrs. Andrea Lynn still felt that the matter was too big and was not a good thing. Ms. Mandy said, it's not a bad idea to do this. It makes things simpler. If someone attacks Link, they will think of Kanye or even the border. In order to avoid the escalation of the situation, they can't deliberately target Link. In addition, fans who support Link will support him more. People who hate that group of people may also turn to support Link because of this incident. Mrs. Andrea thought for a while and gradually came to her senses. Link is a light-skinned person. He can indeed gain the support of the upper white left through this method. However, it involves politics and the risks are serious. Link, be careful. They are not that easy to deal with, Mrs. Andrea said. Link nodded. There are indeed some risks in this matter. In the United States after 2008, whether in sports, entertainment, politics, etc., the power of non-ethnic groups has clearly risen. He can easily become a target by doing this. But how can the Rockets make a name for themselves in the world music scene and gain a foothold without taking any risks? Chapter 138 Prevention. That night, after the Grammy Award ceremony was broadcast on CBS, everyone saw what happened at the ceremony. CBS, NBC, ABC and other TV network news channels also reported this incident in the evening news. It caused a huge sensation in the United States. After seeing this news, people began to wonder what the grudge between Link and Kanye was, and while Lil Wayne wanted Link to apologize, Yahoo News was the first to sort out the context of the conflict between the two parties online. What happened a few weeks ago? Kanye told a reporter from the New York Times that Link's new album The Fight was a product to cater to the market, and it was taking advantage of the financial crisis to make money, and there was no artistic derivative. At the press conference for the market, to break through 1 million copies, Link responded to this question when interviewed by a reporter from the New York Times. He claimed that Kanye suffered from a mental illness and could not be stimulated and did not want to comment on his evaluation. Afterwards, singers Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, Jay-Z, T and others believed that Link should not attack Kanye's condition. Kanye is a senior in the music industry and it is very reasonable for him to comment on Link's album, A Newcomer. However, Link called Kanye sick, which is very immoral. He also respected Kanye's status and asked Link to apologize. Link refused to apologize. Fans of Kanye and Lil Wayne and others attacked Link online and gave Link's album bad reviews on music websites. Link still did not respond. Lil Wayne further accused Link at the Grammy Awards and asked Link to apologize. At the awards ceremony, Kanye asked Lil to stop accusing Link, saying that Link was a singer who deserved to be lousy and would not comment on him. Link was dissatisfied with the other party's accusations and protested at the Grammy Awards. This is the cause and process of the conflict between the two sides. Seeing this, North American netizens also understood and began to take sides. Fans of Kanye, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z and others stood in front of the idol photographer without any doubt and asked Link to apologize publicly. Their opinions were very consistent. Kanye was the king of rap, a senior in the music industry, and a gold medal producer. He was invited by the media to comment on the album of a new singer, Link, and made some critical comments. There was nothing wrong with that. Kanye was mentally ill, very strict and immoral, so he was asked to apologize. There were also many people who supported Link. The American music industry did not value seniors and juniors. Kanye could criticize Link and Link naturally had the right to refute. There was nothing wrong with that. It was common for two singers to quarrel in the music industry. It was Lil Wayne and other singers who fanned the flames online, constantly asking Link to apologize and turning a small matter into big news. Those who supported Link believed that Link did nothing wrong. He was very restrained when dealing with the provocation of Lil Wayne and others, and the same was true at the Grammys. If he wanted to fight, Lil Wayne and others would not be his opponent, but he chose to leave. A very nervous way of dealing with it. Link should not be blamed. Lil Wayne and others should apologize. Those who supported Kanye and those who supported Link took a lunch break online. Link, I heard that you made another big news. In the villa, when Link was getting ready to go to bed, he received a call from Miss Thompson in New York. Link was wearing a bodysuit and wiping his hair with a towel. He said, "Eva, it should be midnight in New York. Are you still awake? Such a big thing. Do you think I can sleep? What you said to those reporters will be everywhere in tomorrow's news. Those people will think that you are targeting Obama and that you are a discriminated African." After agreeing with his father to increase the market value of Link Music to $100 million in a year, she began to focus her work on Link Music. According to the current development momentum, after the release of the second album, another world tour will be arranged to increase the market value to about 100 million tons. Now Link has made big news, which involves many sensitive social issues. If it is not handled well, Link will be ruined. Without him, the company will probably go bankrupt. She was forced to marry voluntarily. Link is a person on the ship. They all prosper together and suffer together. Naturally, she doesn't want to see Link get into trouble. Miss Thompson almost got angry when she heard him yawn. She was planning for his affairs, but he was so sleepy. What a bastard. Link, if this matter is not handled well, Link Music will go bankrupt, and I will go back and marry someone. I will never let you go. Link could hear her resentment through the phone and smiled. I heard that there will be a World University Games in April and the Berlin World Swimming Championships in May. I plan to sign up and break a few world records. What do you think? Eva was stunned for a moment. They were discussing how to minimize the impact of the incident, but Link was talking about participating in the sports meeting. He wanted to participate. Thinking of it, her eyes suddenly lit up. Link is not only a singer, but also a world boxing champion and Olympic champion. It is said that his strength in swimming is stronger than Phelps. If Link goes to participate in the sports meeting at this time and breaks a few world records, he will become a sports idol with higher gold content and the pride of America. With this halo, no matter how he is attacked, there is no need to worry too much. And those who support him will go crazy because of his surprising performance. But is it that easy to break a world record? Don't worry, although it's a bit difficult to break all of them, it's not a big problem to break one of them and get a few gold medals. Link said, hoping to hear her worry. No, I came up with it temporarily to let you sleep peacefully. In my opinion, this matter will not make too big a fuss because there is a financial crisis now and the economy is still recovering in all aspects. There is no chaos. Some people want to settle this matter as soon as possible than us. Link chuckled. Remember that after the incident of Kanye snatching cigarettes in the future, the newly elected directly called Kanye a stupid donkey, which also meant to attack. If you don't believe me, you can ask your father. He will definitely tell you. Oh, dear, this is just a big deal. There is no need to worry. Go to bed quickly, Link said in the voice of Leo Tang. Evika chuckled and scolded him, saying that her father didn't talk like that, and he shouldn't learn it. Link smiled softly and heard Taylor urging him to go to bed quickly in the bedroom. He said goodnight to Evika and then went back to the bedroom to rest. Chapter 139 Night Talk. It's nighttime. Who called you? In the bedroom, the lights were bright. Taylor was wearing a nightgown and had golden curly hair. She was leaning against the head of the bed, holding a music magazine in her fingers. When she heard him come in, she said, "Boss, Eva Katam?" Taylor looked up, and her green eyes flashed. "It's her. She heard about the Grammy incident and called to criticize me." Link lifted the blanket and lay beside Taylor, ready to read the magazine with her. Taylor flipped through the magazine and said casually, "Evika has a really sexy figure, such big breasts and such a big butt. How did you feel when you went to bed with her?" Link was stunned. What's wrong with me? I didn't go to bed with her. Really? Taylor stroked his face. The corners of her lips curled up, revealing a doubtful expression. Link smiled gently and rubbed her non-existent shoulder. Of course it's true. She is my artist partner, not a lover. How could I go to bed with her? I have to lie to you about this matter. Taylor nodded slightly, hoping to believe his words. What about Emma Watson? Emma? Link thought of Emma and felt that the desire was a long time ago. He said helplessly, it's all in the past. Are you talking about all this? Just chatting. The magazine said that we are a couple. Talking about irrelevant things will make our relationship closer. Go ahead. I won't care. Just like you. And Amber went to bed. I never cared. Taylor brushed her hair and smiled indifferently. Well, we have dated, and we have no relationship in the future. It's not a big deal for me to date her. Link looked at Taylor's face and said carefully. Taylor nodded. What about Gal Gadot? Do you know Gal? Link asked in surprise. He didn't expect Gal to go to Baker's shop and play on the yacht several times. James, Michael and others knew about it. He couldn't hide it, even if he wanted to. It's also in the past tense. Link put his arm around Taylor's shoulders and kissed her hair. What about Laura Vandervoort? Taylor continued to ask. Who is this? The heroine of Astro 2? You forgot about it so quickly? Taylor looked at him and asked. Link covered his forehead and said helplessly, you didn't expect me to see one after another? Am I lustful? Yes. Taylor threw the magazine on him, lay on the ground, rolled up her clothes, and faced him with her back, 1 foot away from him. Hey, you said you don't care? Yes. Are you lying to me? Don't sleep. Link shook his head, turned off the lights, and reached out to hold her in his arms. Taylor struggled a few times, but couldn't break free, so she punched him in the chest. They played under each other's carpet for a long time, until Taylor was exhausted, and the ups and downs of Cuba gradually calmed down. Los Angeles by the sea is the same as Miami. It dawns very early. Link came back from running on the road full of palm trees. His sweatshirt was soaked several times, and stuck to his body tightly. When we returned to the villa, the sun had just shone on the lawn. The roses in the rose garden were in full bloom, with large patches of bright pink. The maid Vanessa was carrying a bamboo basket and cutting branches to decorate the hall. Meridian and Olivia were walking on the platform beside the swimming pool, one in front and one behind. The 2 little ones were Scottish fold cats, with old people's ears, weak bodies, and slow walks, which were very aristocratic. Link was worried that they would fall into the water, so he told Vanessa to read more. Link, this is today's newspaper. Fans had a fierce debate online last night. I sorted out some of the main points. Take a look. Assistant Anna gathered a large stack of newspapers and information. Even with glasses and makeup, she couldn't hide her dark circles. Link smiled lightly and said, Anna, don't be too nervous. Go back and have a good sleep first. We'll talk after you get up. Link, can I and Lil have a lot of fans? The current public opinion on the internet is not good for you. Seeing that he didn't care, Anna became more nervous. I understand. It's all expected. Don't worry, I won't stay in the room. Link smiled. After Anna left, he first flipped through the online public opinion that Anna had sorted out. Link smiled and said that his fans, such as Ye and Lil, who have debuted for many years, obviously have more fans and their voices are louder on the internet. At first glance, their voices seem to be mainstream public opinion, which has also led many people who don't know the truth to temporarily wait and see, or join the party of many people and criticize Link. It is believed that Link's attack on Kanai is the first mistake. At the Grammy Awards, leaving early when Kanai was giving a speech was the second mistake. After leaving, bombarding Kanai, Lil, and even Obama was a mistake. Link must stand up and apologize. It was like a flood. In newspapers, large newspapers such as the Los Angeles Times and the Hollywood Reporter reported everything Link said in the interview, almost all of which were front page headlines. Link Frank Grammy Awards said that the awards should not be given to singers without quality. Link claims that Kanai and Lil are sick. They are too arrogant. Link was interviewed at the Grammys, claiming that Kanai and Lil's behavior was related to the new president, and that they were suspected of expressing dissatisfaction with the new president. Just looking at these headlines, you can know how big the impact of these news will be after they are exposed. Link looked through them and didn't see anything new, and he didn't read any more. As the focus of the storm of public opinion, the most important thing to do at this time is to stay calm. Ding ling ling. Ivica called. Have you read the newspaper? Just finished reading it. How do you feel? It's very noisy, a little scary. Do you want to apologize? Someone called Link music. I can urge you to apologize. Ivica said. Link thought for a moment. Do you think I should apologize? Ivica did not answer this question, but analyzed the situation with him. California and the entertainment industry are the territories of the Democratic Party, and Obama is the spokesperson for the Democratic Party. If he does not apologize, the subsequent public opinion will be even more turbulent. But if he apologizes, it will be more detrimental to his image. He did nothing wrong, but was forced to bow his head and apologize, and his fans are very disappointed in him. So the situation now is that, whether he apologizes or not, the situation has become more serious. I think you should be able to hold on. After all this is your own fault, right, Mr. Boxing Champion? Ivica said with some gloating. Link smiled lightly. Have you asked Mr. Thompson if he has any suggestions? Ivica didn't want to say it. She called Mr. Thompson and asked him for countermeasures. She found that Mr. Thompson's reaction was similar to Link's request. In the morning, Mr. Thompson also thought it was a trivial matter and there was no need to worry about it. This surprised her. Link seemed to know her father better than she did. I didn't ask him. It's just a small matter. I can handle it. There is no need to ask him. Ivica said coldly. Yes, what do you think we should do next? Next, I will urge the Australian District Court to pre-trial the case of Lil and others publicly slandering our company for falsifying data on the new album, and require them to publicly slander. Ivica's voice was firm. This is a good arrangement. I'm waiting for your good news. Link nodded. He dared to publicly confront Kanai and Lil, and he had confidence in Ivica. With his own status and influence, as well as Ivica's, don't relax too much during this period. Last time I asked you to write songs, how many did you write? If the sales of the second album are not as good as the first, the company loses money, and I'm forced to get married. You should know what the consequences are. I understand. Don't worry, they are all good songs. In addition, you can't use your marriage to intimidate me. I'm bold, and not afraid of being scared. Instead, I will be curious. What will you do after you force me to marry? Revenge me? Huh, I bet you don't want to know. Ivica snorted coldly and hung up the phone decisively. Link said, seeing two cute little pets coming over, he put down his phone, picked up the two little ones, and put them on his knees, gently petting them. Where are your little masters? Haven't you woken up yet? Chapter 140 Mom. iPad Sentity P Building, Link Music Office. Miss Eva crossed her fingers and thought quietly for a moment. Rocket pressed the paging button of the phone, and when the call started, she told the assistant to contact various media in a secret way, urging Link to stand up early, apologize publicly, and make the situation a little better. The assistant was stunned for a moment, a little confused about what the eldest lady meant, and asked her if she was wrong. She knew the relationship between the boss and Link. At this time, she followed those people to put pressure on Link. Goo was also a workplace struggle. Both parties were only on good terms on the surface, but stabbed in the back. Miss Eva did not explain much and asked the assistant to convey a concept to Carrot Pipe through the media. Even if Link did not do anything wrong, he must stand up and apologize. If he did not apologize, he would have no place in America. The assistant's scalp tingled when she heard it. It was too scary to engage in workplace struggles. She did not dare to ask more questions and quickly contacted the media to arrange the things that the eldest lady had told her. Link, let's see how you'll relax next. Miss Eva smiled faintly, put down the phone, stood in front of the French window with a cup of coffee, and quietly looked at the crowd under the building. Blue satin shirt, black skirt, high heels. The plump and graceful curves were reflected on the glass, more than far away. After Link's speech was reported by the media, Oscar Black actor Jamie Foxx, Forrest Whitaker famous actor Isaiah Washington and others publicly expressed their disappointment with Link's speech. Rapper Puff Daddy, Jay-Z, Mr. Crystal, Busta Rhymes and others also expressed in various ways that Link should apologize. Because these people are famous and have cute voices, many people who support Link dare not speak out again, and the media and the internet are all full of voices asking Link to apologize. For a time, Link became the target of public criticism. "Link, I heard you're in big trouble." Selena called and shouted. "Do you want to be excited?" Link said while eating breakfast. "No, only a little bit. When you become a bad boy, Catherine and Mandy won't force me to study anymore," Selena said happily. Link shook his head and said, "How is the song I wrote for you last time?" "That topic is a bit big. I'm still practicing. We will probably release our single in June. When the song is released, I will also be a singer. You, me and Taylor can sing on stage together. It's great." Selena laughed. Listening to her heartless laughter, Link's mood couldn't help but brighten up. If he makes a decision, everyone will support him. Link said he was powerless. After hanging up the phone, he saw Taylor slowly coming down the stairs. She was wearing glasses, a pure cotton top, a cotton t-shirt and Manhattan, and no makeup at all. She lowered her head while walking, humming a tune softly, and her fingers were still beating the rhythm. When Link saw her coming down, he didn't come directly to the restaurant, but walked outside and asked, "Taylor, where are you going?" Taylor stopped, looked back, and walked back into the restaurant. He handed it to her. "How is the song?" "Very good. I wrote 2 more." Taylor picked up the milk cup and drank half of it. There was a white milk stain on his lips, and he licked it with his tongue. "Isn't this a song that scolds me? You said you didn't care." Taylor shrugged. Link thought so. He was just guessing, but it turned out to be true. "Am I that bad? Isn't this the fact? Why do you use a skeptical tone?" Taylor blinked in confusion. Ke covered his forehead. It can be predicted that when these songs are released in the future, he will probably become the #1 scumbag in some circles. "Dear, there are some wonderful things between us, right? Why don't you write good ones?" Link pushed the sweet sauce to her hand and said, "Is there? Why don't I remember it? I only remember that someone often bullied me. No matter how I gave up, it was useless. I was like a princess in distress, falling into the hands of a devil. The devil oppressed and humiliated me every day and wanted me to be down there, but I swore to die and refused. In the end, my soul turned into an angel and got rid of the devil. What do you think of this song?" Taylor ate the sandwich next to him. "I understand. Wonderful things can't inspire you to create, but bad things can. To help you create, I don't mind turning into a demon and bullying you every day." Link raised his hand and flicked her forehead. Taylor covered his forehead and hugged him angrily. "Are you really hitting me? Is the inspiration coming? Do you want me to flick it again? Asshole, I'll fight you." Taylor picked up the fork on the table and rushed towards him. Ms. Mandy hurried to the door of the villa. The public opinion outside was surging. She was worried that Link would be nervous and anxious and wanted to come to persuade him. As soon as she arrived at the door of the villa, she heard a burst of laughter and fighting from inside the house. When she walked into the restaurant and took a look, she saw them rolling on the line kissing. The two kissed and played while having fun. Ms. Mandy shook her head, thinking that her worries were too unnecessary. Just as she went out, she met Mrs. Andrea coming in and asked where Taylor and Link were. She pointed to the restaurant. Mrs. Andrea went in and took a look and also came out speechless. "The situation is so serious, isn't your company worried at all?" Ms. Andrea asked. "There's no point in worrying. All we can do now is wait." Ms. Mandy sat down and slowly poured a cup of black tea for Mrs. Andrea with a teapot. Waiting for what? Link didn't make any mistakes or break the law. He shouldn't be held responsible. What we are waiting for is of course fairness. Ms. Mandy smiled. Mrs. Andrea shook her head. Although Link didn't make any racially discriminatory non-threatening statements when answering reporters' questions, he projected the arrogance and tyranny of Kanai and others onto the African American president. This accusation was obviously a bit of an exaggeration. The non-ethnic group had just sent a fellow tribe member to Scotland and was proud of it. When they heard him say that, they would naturally be dissatisfied. Mrs. Andrea didn't think this matter would pass easily. "Mom." Taylor came out of the restaurant, tidying up her clothes and hair. Mrs. Andrea was furious. Taylor had only lived with Link for half a month, and she had already turned into a wild girl. If she had known, she would not have taken Taylor to the music festival, to Miami, and to meet Link. She would not have had so many worries now. She glared at Link, who came out from behind, and always felt that this guy was a bit stupid. Chapter 141 Strike. In the living room, Madame Andrea sat on the sofa and held Link tightly. Do you know what's going on outside? What's the solution? Link thought for a moment, respond to changes with the same attitude. Listening to the somewhat profound words, Madame Andrea thought for a moment and suddenly frowned. Do you mean that nothing can be done? Link nodded. Madame Andrea was furious, and her fists could not help but gather together. The public opinion outside was about to explode, all criticizing him, but he still spoke so calmly, firmly opposed to the ever-changing situation, which was clearly self-abandonment. It's okay for him to abandon himself, but not for Taylor. Taylor's career is on the rise, and must not be affected by him. Seeing that Madame Andrea was about to get angry, Link hurriedly said, it's also nothing to do. Many things have already been put into the team. The following things will depend on the situation before taking action. This is the same as not saying anything. Madame Delia snorted, looking at Taylor, who was yawning, and she also looked nonchalant, and suddenly became angry. Taylor, you don't persuade him when he's like this? Persuade him? What for? Taylor asked in confusion. Haven't you watched the news? People are criticizing him and asking him to apologize to Kanai. They also say he's damaging the new election, and they want him to come out and confess or they'll ban him. Don't you know that? Mrs. Andrea slapped her thigh and shouted. Taylor scratched his hair and said embarrassedly, is it so serious? I was writing songs in the house and hadn't watched TV. I saw Link so leisurely and thought it was nothing. It's okay, just write songs with peace of mind, Link said while hugging Taylor's body. Taylor raised his elbow and hit him in the stomach, asking him to wave his hand and not play pranks in public. Lady Andrea was still making a fuss when she saw this, and she just felt tired. When something happened, the two 1.8 meter tall guys didn't care about anything, but asked a 1.6 meter woman like her to take the blame. She was really tired. She saw Link's aunt and nurse drinking coffee leisurely and snorted in her heart. Forget it. Destroy it. Wait for Link to go to the dormitory. Maybe she can take the opportunity to persuade Taylor to break up with him. Thinking of this, Lady Andrea's mood instantly improved. Link's bad things were her good things, so why should she worry about him? Hearing Link invite her to breakfast, she didn't refuse and walked towards the restaurant happily. After several famous African American actors and popular singers spoke out, more people wanted Link to apologize after a day of spreading. At first, Link's excuse for accusing them was disrespect for Kanai, but later it gradually evolved into suspected sanctions. Since Link has never made any remarks suspected of discrimination, those who accused Link of discrimination have no actual evidence. Until someone posted a video on YouTube saying that when Link met a dark-skinned opponent in the warehouse, he would be ruthless and beat the opponent so hard that he couldn't stand up, but when he met a white boxer, he would usually let him go easily. For example, he used heavy punches to knock out Andre Berto, Morales, Peters, Aragon, etc., all of whom were dark-skinned, and they were defeated miserably by him. There are many bloody scenes in the video. White people such as Anders Edge often get preferential treatment when they meet him. This is also evidence that Link is suspected of being sanctioned. After seeing this video, those who attacked Link were ecstatic and took the video as evidence, ready to completely label Link as discriminatory. Singers Lil, 50 Cent and others also used their personal accounts to repost the video, strongly demanding that Link can apologize and asking the sports commission to revoke Link's boxing license and prohibit him from participating in boxing competitions again. Singer T, who calls himself the king of South Shore rap, also re-edited the video, added a more ghostly rap, and posted it on YouTube to tease Link. The number of hits exceeded 1 million in just 2 days. For a time, the situation became more restored. Link, did you touch someone else's cake? Otherwise, you'd better not be a singer. The competition in the entertainment industry is more intense than in the boxing world. If you don't do it well, your health and reputation will be ruined. Link laughed and said, will the boxing association really revoke my boxing license? Of course not. If your boxing license is really revoked because of this, the entire boxing industry will be ruined. This is something no one wants to see. The video is okay. I'm just worried that these things will affect the next game. Franco said, "Don't worry, I'm fine. This won't affect me." After chatting for a few words, Link hung up the phone and listened to music while training in the room. After the video went viral, several more boxing match videos appeared on YouTube, including white boxing champion Rocky Marciano, Tommy Morrison, Klitschko and others. They defeated black boxers many times in boxing matches and used violence to snatch their gold belts, so they are also suspected of imprisonment. These videos seem nonsensical. They are anti-defamation videos, but they still have the support of some dark-skinned people, saying that boxing champion Rocky and others are racists, and demanding that the Boxing Hall of Fame remove them. Yunus Musa, president of the United States Boxing Association, Gilberto Mendoza, president of the WBA, Joe Suleiman, president of the WBC, and others, who were prepared to wait a few days before expressing their opinions, stood up and said that, whether it was Link's match or the matches of light-skinned boxers such as Rocky Marciano, Tommy Morrison, Klitschko and his sister, they were absolutely normal matches and absolutely did not involve political sanctions. Famous boxing promoters Lau Duva, Don King, Bob Arum, as well as black boxers such as Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Holyfield, and Knox Lewis all stood up to accept media interviews. Competition is a game for the brave, and has never involved political restrictions, not before and not in the future. Because this kind of thing is considered racial discrimination, no one is willing to compete with dark-skinned boxers. Those boxers will be isolated in the boxing world, and the interests of dark-skinned boxers who are most affected are the entire boxing industry. This kind of tabloid that destroys people's jobs must not be allowed to spread. The charges of ZZ sanctions were not established, and those people found other excuses to attack Link. Link Washington just called and hoped that you could stand up and express your desire for reconciliation. They also persuaded Kanai and Miss Eva to call and say, "What do you think? You are the president. I will listen to you." Link said, "What do you really listen to me for? It's still about work." "Of course it's about work. Do you think I want you to do something else?" Miss Eva snorted coldly. Black people's face should be given a few points. The shareholders behind several major companies in the entertainment industry are mostly the Donkey Party and Obama's financial backers. We can't ignore their opinions. Just reconciliation can't recover all losses. These days they have been constantly throwing dirty water on you, which has seriously damaged your public image in the operation of our company. We need Kanai and others to stand up and apologize, but give you a clean slate. Will they agree? You can try. I have a plan. Link listened to Miss Eva's plan, and the more he listened, the more frightened he became, and his back felt cold. He secretly told himself not to mess with this woman in the future. If he really angered her, he would die without knowing how. Is it Eva's call again? After hanging up the phone, Taylor came downstairs with a small bag, with a cold and delicate face, and hugged him with a bad look. "It's about work." Link was worried that she would think too much, so he added, "Washington called and asked me to reconcile with Kanai. You see, I told you that they are more anxious than us. You don't need to worry anymore. Things will be over soon." Taylor nodded slightly and walked out humming a little song. Link suddenly noticed that she was wearing makeup, a printed short shirt, a blue denim skirt, and black loafers. She was dressed very fashionably and beautifully. "Wait a minute, a date with a handsome guy," Taylor described without turning her head. Link shook his head and thought about what Miss Eva had just said. He wanted to do what she said, but when he was editing the text on Twitter, he suddenly remembered a song that fit his current situation. After calling to consult, he found that it was not available yet, so he decided to give it a try. Chapter 142 New Song. "Hi, Taylor, here. Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive, an outdoor cafe." Taylor heard someone greet her on the second floor pillow, picked up her sunglasses, and took a look. It was her good friend Blake Lively who greeted her. She exchanged her shopping bags with her assistant Emily, and stepped onto the second floor. Today, the second floor of the Italian cafe was reserved, and only a group of celebrities were drinking coffee and chatting on the pillows, including Hollywood actor Blake Lively, popular young actress Kristen Stewart, Katy Perry, Emma Roberts, supermodel Alison Krauss and other ladies, as well as the boyfriends of several people chatting on the other side. "Hi, Taylor." Everyone greeted her. Taylor was a little familiar with Blake, Katy Perry, and Alison Krauss. She also knew the others. Emma Roberts is a niece of the big star Julia Roberts, and Kristen Stewart became popular last year with the movie Twilight. They are all relatively popular stars at present. "Taylor, why didn't you bring Link along? Are you afraid we'll take him away?" Blake Lively joked as she pulled Taylor to sit together. Everyone laughed. Taylor also smiled slightly. There was indeed a reason for not bringing Link along. None of these women were simple, and Link was more coveted. It was safer to be on guard. She glanced at the men coming out of the corner and laughed. "You didn't tell me I could bring my boyfriend. I thought it was just a girls' party." "Haha, that's right. It's Soledad's home ground, so they can only sit next to us," Blake Lively said to the men next to her. Blake Lively is a popular celebrity in Hollywood. She is 22 years old this year. She was born into a Hollywood actor family. She became famous in 2005 with the movie Summer Happened. She also starred in the second part of the popular TV series The Girl Who Smells the Gossip Girl. She is very popular in the circle and she also started to infect people. Blake is tall and beautiful. There is a small black mole on the side, which is also very contoured. Taylor and her have known each other since last year. They often get together. He ranks high among her friends in the circle. "What are you talking about?" Taylor took the coffee and stretched out his long legs. "We are talking about your boyfriend." Kristen, who was sitting opposite her, did not raise her head. She had short blonde hair and a lollipop in her mouth. She did not put her legs on the table and played games on her phone. She hoped that she was not here for the party, but just wanted to play games in a different place. Blake Lively and the others looked at her helplessly. Although everyone was talking about Link just now, was it really appropriate to talk about it directly in front of Taylor? "Link. What can you talk about him?" Blake smiled and said, "Talk about your boyfriend. He is a world boxing champion and has switched to become a singer. His album sales are 3 to 4 million copies, which is better than first-class singers. I heard that he wrote all those songs himself. It's incredible. My favorite song is Despacito. I want to dance when I hear this song. The rhythm is so good." Emma Roberts shook her neck with a pair of pink headphones hanging around her neck. "Taylor, Link said in the news that he learned guitar and piano from you. Is that true?" Katy Perry was wearing a white suspender and her chest was also heavy. Taylor glanced at her chest and couldn't help but think of another woman with big breasts and felt unhappy. "Yes, Link is very stupid in learning music. I taught him for several months before he could play the guitar." "Really? Even if he is so stupid, he can write good songs like Despacito, Dream It Possible and Unstoppable?" Katy Perry was a little unconvinced. Taylor raised his head a little and walked down the stairs. "He is very talented, learns things very quickly, and has a great sense of music. Better than me." "I see. Your son is a genius. So enviable." Blake Lively praised Taylor while holding her arm. Everyone nodded in unison. "That's not what you were talking about just now. You were discussing how strong Link is in that aspect," Kristen suddenly said while playing with her mobile phone. The scene suddenly became quiet and the awkward factor in the air was spreading. Even though Blake Lively had seen a lot of big things, she didn't blush at this time. She felt very sorry. She knew that Blake Lively was a topic killer. Why did Blake Lively glare at Christine? Christine was holding a lollipop and playing games, and she didn't get it at all. Taylor blinked her blue eyes and said indifferently, "He is really strong in that aspect. This is not private. It's okay to talk about it." "Haha, I said Taylor wouldn't mind. It's normal for girls to talk about this kind of thing together." Katy Perry laughed. Blake was a little helpless. The topic was first raised by Katy Perry. He also said that Zungwi had asked Amber about the size, duration, KO, and the topic was particularly explicit. She saw that everyone was very interested in that matter, and she didn't stop it. Who would have thought that Christine would explode in front of Taylor? She stared at Christine in a rage again, looking for an opportunity to change the topic, and started talking about fashion, perfume, beauty, and movies, trying to make the topic less embarrassing. After working hard for more than half an hour, the atmosphere at the coffee table became lively again. Everyone was talking and laughing, including the good sisters. Ah, look. Christine, who had been silent all this time, suddenly shouted again. Blake Lively's heart trembled. Would this tomboy talk nonsense again? Christine took out the lollipop in her mouth, took off her headphones, and pointed at the screen of her mobile phone. Link has released a new song. It's very nice. You should listen to it. This song is definitely the best song he has written. Where is it? Taylor asked in surprise. She didn't know that Link would release a new song today. Link has opened Twitter. There is a video link on Twitter. Christine said. Everyone took out their mobile phones and opened the little blue bird. They quickly searched for Link's Twitter account. Link's Twitter account was newly registered. Taylor was surprised to find that there were now 217,000 followers following him. When she clicked to follow, the number became 231,000, almost growing at a rate of thousands of people. There was only one message on Link's Twitter. I'm very sorry for the recent use of public resources. Many people on my online media have asked me to apologize. I want to say that I can apologize, but first give me a reason to apologize. Tell me what I did wrong, what I said wrong, why I apologize. To whom should I apologize? There is also a link to a YouTube website under this tweet. Before clicking on the link, Taylor took a look at the comments from netizens. Most of them were accusations and insults. Some asked him to apologize to Kanai, and some asked him to apologize to all dark-skinned groups, saying that his statement they think that the president is African American, and America has made the world of African Americans hurt the position of non-racial groups, and he must apologize. There are also many netizens who left messages to support Link, saying that Link was not wrong, that group of people was too powerful, and asked Link to hold on and not apologize. Taylor took a look and was a little surprised. These days when she was at home, she either wrote songs in her room or accompanied Link to practice guitar and play together, and rarely read newspapers or surf the internet. And Link was jogging, training, practicing piano, cooking, and reading every morning, just like in the past. He was too calm, which made her mistakenly think that he was really powerless. She never expected that things would develop into this and be so serious. So give me a reason to prove that I was wrong and wash away this memory. Then give me a reason to prove that it was my fault and cleanse all the memories. Let the flood pass through the distance in your eyes and let the torrent fly over the abyss in front of you. Taylor was reading the comments, and suddenly there was an exciting and high-pitched singing in his ears. The voice was very powerful and hoarse, as if he was shouting and questioning at the sky, which made people's scalps. This song is great, Link, I support you. Emma Roberts shouted with red eyes, holding her mobile phone. Link is so cool, he is the coolest man I have ever met. Katy Perry said without any concealment. Taylor looked at the other party and curiously clicked on the video link. Thanks to the book friend Juhua for the reward again. Thank you very much for your support. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 143 Video. The video was shot in a boxing ring, with dim lighting. A series of bangs could be clearly heard, as if the heart was beating. The camera slowly moved forward, and it was a slender man with a strong bare back, who continuously hit the sandbag. He was very strong, flexible, and punched one after another with a very rhythmic sense. Even people who don't understand boxing find it very wonderful to watch. It started. Someone shouted in Boston, Dallas. The man in front of the sandbag stopped and turned around. It was Link, with exquisite short hair, angular face, and eyes looking at the deep blue sky, slightly shining. Link wiped the sweat off his face and looked at the camera with his eyes. Okay. Then a melodious song of capturing the target with piano accompaniment sounded in the boxing ring. The camera quickly showed that a band was playing in the training area on the left. I remember the black sky, lightning all around me. I remember the dark clouds, lightning and thunder everywhere. I remember every flash. Time began to blur. I remember every moment. The years passed in a trance like an amazing sign. Fate finally found me. Link stood in front of the microphone and sang in a low voice. Very contagious. Listening to his songs gives people a very burning feeling, which is also one of the reasons why his first biography Fighter can sell well. After a relatively low narration, the tune of the song gradually became high-pitched and passionate. And your voice is all I hear. I can only hear you say I got what I deserved. I deserved this, so please give me a reason to prove that I was wrong and wash this memory clean. I saw Link standing in the dark light, clenching his fists, his whole body tensed up when he was taken away. And his voice was as tough and powerful as he was being taken away, which could hit the depths of people's hearts. When hearing this song, people can't help but tighten their bandages all over their bodies and want to shout loudly. Taylor saw Link yelling loudly with an angry look on his face. He looked at the two people with a faint smile, and her heart was touched. Seeing Link's nonchalant look these days, she didn't take it to heart. Now thinking about it, it is very likely that Link didn't want her to worry, so he pretended to be relaxed and bore the pressure alone behind his back. Thinking of this, Taylor couldn't help but be shocked, and her vision blurred. Give me a reason to fill this hole and connect the space between. Give me a reason to fill this gap and pave this broken road so that it can reach the truth. This is hope. Hope that hard work is enough for us to find the truth under the lies in this new world. Cross this new gap. 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 As Link sang repeatedly, the screen gradually darkened, and Link's tall and powerful back gradually disappeared. The music ended, and the video ended. This song is great. Link sang so well. The people on the pillow couldn't help applauding and cheering. Blake Lively, Emma Roberts, and other girls who were more easily moved had red eyebrows and eyelids. Your boyfriend is awesome. Kristen praised Taylor while holding a lollipop. Taylor blinked her wet lips, feeling like laughing and crying at the same time. She looked at the sky and suddenly couldn't wait to see Link. I'll go back first, and we'll meet again later. Taylor said hello, Taylor. Tell Link we support him. Everyone on the pillow saw her off, and then continued chatting and drinking coffee. Hey, didn't you notice that Taylor's butt is even more perky? Katy Perry gestured with her hands and smiled. By looking at her butt, I can guess what position Link likes to use. Do you want to take a gamble? Blake Lively, Emma, and the others looked at each other, wondering why they were talking about the above thing again. Seeing that she still had a cold face and looked indifferent to everything, everyone became even angrier and rushed over to her, pressing her down on the sofa. I remember the black sky, lightning all around me. I remember the dark clouds all over the sky, thunder and lightning all around. I remember every flash. Time began to blur. I remember every moment. Years passed by in a trance. Hey, whose song is this? I've heard them all. In New York, when Lady Gaga walked out of the recording studio, she saw her assistant playing with a laptop on the sofa and asked curiously, Link's new song, posted on YouTube, has more than 1 million hits in just 3 hours. The assistant turned the computer screen. Link's new song, posted on YouTube, has more than 1 million hits in just 3 hours. Link's. Miss Gaga now sat over and looked at the video account where Link posted Despacito last time. The previous video had been played more than 11 million times, and the second video Give Me a Reason was currently playing. After the video started, there was a subtitle, which talked about Link's recent experience, being besieged, accused, and forced to apologize. Link asked all the accusers to give him a reason. Miss Gaga had also heard about Link's affairs, so she sighed and opened the video again. When she saw a sturdy man, her eyes lit up immediately. Link's figure was so great and very sexy. Even if there was no song, she could watch this kind of video dozens of times. But when Link started singing, her attention was instantly attracted by Link's singing. Link's voice was clear and powerful. In the smoky hustle and bustle and decadent music in the music scene, this voice was very clear. In this song, his voice was a little more hoarse and struggling, with more power and richer emotions, which was very powerful and infectious. Miss Gaga listened to it 3 times, opened Twitter, clicked to retweet, and strongly recommended it. Since Link has been a hot topic recently, he is also very popular. After he opened his Twitter account, in less than half a day, the number of followers increased from 0 to 1 million, making him the fastest celebrity user to break 1 million since Twitter was launched in 2006, and one of the celebrities with the most followers on Twitter at this stage. The number of views on his new song Give Me Reason on YouTube has also soared. At 6 p.m., the video playback volume officially exceeded 5 million times, until it became so popular. In addition to the high quality of this song, Link's singing was wonderful, and he also received forwarding and recommendations from livestock stars, including popular singers Taylor, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Hollywood's popular young actress Kristen Stewart, Blake Lively, Emma Roberts, Paul Kerr, Joaquin Phoenix, Emma Watson, Latin Queen Shakira, Amber Heard, etc. After these big stars jointly recommended it, the song quickly spread from the entertainment industry to other walks of life and merely sticks to every corner. Like a startling sign that fate has finally found me, this ominous omen has appeared, and I can't escape this bad luck. All I hear is your voice. I can only hear you saying that I got what I deserved. At about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Jeff Ockerlin, deputy director of the Transformers 2 crew, walked into the Los Angeles subway drunkenly and found an empty seat to sit down. There are many hip-hop youths in the carriage here, listening to music and dancing, talking, and laughing in the carriage. The carriage is messy, and his mind is also messy. Things at work have been too unsuccessful recently. After the filming of the movie was completed last month, it officially entered post-production, etc. Post-production includes editing, dubbing, soundtrack, rendering, and he is mainly responsible for finding suitable interludes, theme songs, and soundtracks for the movie. The interlude and soundtrack work is progressing smoothly, and most of it has been completed, but the progress in the selection of the theme song is very unsuccessful. He finally found 3 famous musicians to write the theme song for the movie. The 3 musicians spent more than a month and failed to write a suitable song. Either director Michael Bay was not satisfied, or producer Ian Bryce thought it was not suitable. As the release date of the movie approached, the theme song had not been settled. The assistant director who was in charge of the music was under great pressure and had insomnia for several consecutive nights. Alas, Jeff sighed and took out a business card. It was a business card given to him by a colleague. It had the contact information of Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses is one of the famous hard rock bands. The founders have good creative ability. I hope they can help this time. This song is great. I strongly recommend you to listen to it. What song? Give Me a Reason. In the purple, several young men and women gathered together to chat, and their mobile phones were still on the external speakers, making a lot of noise. Jeff looked at them for a while, shook his head helplessly, closed his eyes, and prepared to sleep for a while. So give me a reason to prove that I was wrong and wash this memory clean. Give me a reason to prove that I was wrong and wash all the memories clearly. The flood crossed the distance. Suddenly, a burst of sound came from the mobile phone next to him. Jeff opened his eyes suddenly, and his mind was instantly awake. He frowned and listened quietly for a few times. The more he listened, the faster his heart beat. This song was too contagious. This is the theme song I want. Jeff shouted in his heart. Hey, man, what song is this? Jeff shouted to the young man. Link's new song, Give Me a Reason. There are sources on YouTube. The young man who was chewing gum shook the screen of his mobile phone, and it was a scene of Link singing in the boxing gym. Jeff took a glance, took out his mobile phone, clicked on Link's video, and listened to it 7 times. After listening, he breathed a sigh of relief, and sent the video link to director Michael Bay. Director, this song, I suggest using it as the theme song. He was sure that director Michael Bay would be satisfied. Chapter 144 Pastor Liu. Link, where are you? Taylor returned to the villa and shouted a few times towards the house. Here, Link's voice came from the swimming pool. Taylor strode to the swimming pool and saw Link swimming in the pool. He stretched his arms and paddled back and forth alternately. His movements were very aggressive. Taylor saw the smile on his face and remembered the angry boy in the video. She felt that she wanted someone When she watched the video, she was very moved and wanted to come back to hug him and kiss him hard. In person, seeing him so leisurely and comfortable, I don't know what happened. The sudden touch before was gone. Taylor snorted lightly, put down the small bag, sat down on the bench, took out the phone, and clicked a few times, and clicked the video again. "Is this guy you?" Link supported the shore, wiped his hair with a towel, and draped it over his shoulders and glanced. "He is so handsome, it must be me. When was this song written?" "I was inspired to write it when I watched the news these 2 days. What do you think?" Link smiled. After remembering the song, he made several phone calls to inquire about the progress of the theme song of the Transformers 2 crew. "I remember that this song was the theme song that Linkin Park created for the movie. After watching the movie Transformers 2, I just heard that the movie was finished in mid-February and is being upgraded. The theme song has not been finalized yet, and Linkin Park is still having a concert in the UK, so he took out this song." Taylor rolled his eyes at him. When he wrote songs, the whole room was full of manuscripts. He had to prepare rifles, guitars, and pianos. Even if he did that, he couldn't write a single song in 10 days. The guy in front of him didn't see him. He worked hard on his creations, and he wrote one good song after another, which made people envious. "I always show you my songs after I finish writing them. Why don't you show me your songs? Do you think I'm not good enough and can't give you advice?" Taylor asked with a red lip, pretending to be angry. "Of course not. You taught me guitar and piano. How could I think you're not good enough? It's just that you're too busy at ordinary times. When you're creating, you're busy like a bomb. If anyone disturbs you, you get angry. I dare not get close to you." Link shrugged. The last time Taylor was creating, she thought of Link calling her for dinner. At that time, she was thinking about the key point and didn't want to be disturbed. She couldn't help but yelled to him, "Get out." She got up, feeling very sorry. She sat in Link's arms, hugged his neck, and said softly, "Honey, I'm sorry. I won't do it next time." "It's okay. I heard from your mother that you only lose your temper with people close to you. I don't mind." Link touched her eyebrows. Taylor hugged his neck tightly, leaned against his chest and said, "I just read some news. The outside public opinion is very unfriendly to you. You are not under a lot of pressure. I'm your girlfriend. You can tell me your troubles and we can share them together. Not much pressure, really. I'm the world boxing champion. No pressure can bother me." Link smiled with his fist clenched. Taylor looked up at him and saw his confident face. He was radiant and couldn't help laughing. "Honey, I find that you are becoming more and more handsome." "Hey, you see, so Miss Taylor, please be gentle to me. With a super handsome guy like me as your boyfriend, you must have saved the earth in your previous life." Link tapped her nose. "Pretentious." Taylor smiled with the corners of her mouth raised. She couldn't help but hug him tightly and kissed him closely. "I just asked you to post a statement, and you wrote a song?" Miss Eva called to ask. "Isn't this good?" Link ordered and made a teaching material request. "Good, very good. It's just such a good song. Why don't you release a single record? It's too wasteful to release it on YouTube." Miss Eva said regretfully. Mandy called before and said that Link's Twitter was released and a new song was released at the same time. She clicked on it and listened to it. When she heard the words "so give me a reason to prove that it is wrong for me to erase this memory," she was shocked and sat in a daze for more than 10 seconds before she came to her senses. It turned out that Link's task was to make the person who had the right to accuse him give him a reason to apologize. Then Link wrote a song based on the words "give me a reason," and it was still such an explosive and exciting song. Eva K also admired that this bastard must be too talented. He was so handsome, so powerful, and now he was talented. These people, it doesn't matter. I have many good songs here. Don't worry about these two. Link said indifferently. "This is what you said. I want a song next. Don't tell me that you don't have it." "Got it." After chatting for a few words, Link hung up the phone and continued to read high school textbooks. In the 48 hours after Link opened Twitter, the number of people following him surged from 1 to 2 million, and the number is still increasing. After he posted a message on Twitter asking for a reason, Kanye's fans left messages below, listing 100 kinds of mistakes for Link, all kinds of things. But under the premise of recognizing freedom, no one can give a definite charge. Then many netizens commented that, even if Link did nothing wrong, he should stand up and apologize. If he does not apologize, he will not be able to gain a foothold in America. Many internet celebrities also joined in, saying that even if Link was wrong, he must stand up and apologize. Everyone thinks he was wrong. If he does not stand up and apologize, it is arrogant and disrespectful. This is wrong. Many dark-skinned celebrities have also felt this situation and want to suppress the epidemic, but it is difficult to extinguish the fire after it is burned. It was not until March 8th that a report in the Herald made everyone feel that the Miami Herald reported that on March 7th, the Baker diving studio in Miami Beach was smashed and looted by a group of black people, with losses exceeding $5,000. 4 dark-skinned suspects were captured afterwards. They claimed that, after seeing the threats on the internet, they felt that they were hurt by Link's arrogance and would do such extreme behavior. The news was then reprinted by newspapers such as the New York Post, USA Today, and the American Express. This news immediately caused a sensation across the country, and also made many media calm down and start thinking about one thing. After being stimulated by 200 or 300 people in the dark-skinned population this year, now that their people have entered the main city of Washington, will African Americans undergo a huge change in their psychology and mentality? Is Kanye and others' criticism of Link related to this change? Now they dare to target even world boxing champions and Olympic champions. Will they take revenge on all light-skinned people in the future? Many people began to think about it, and many people expressed their concerns. Some celebrities also stood up to express their support for Link, claiming that this matter is definitely not a trivial matter, nor is it an isolated case, and must be taken seriously. However, since this situation is extremely serious, extremely sensitive, and extremely heavy, once it is brought up for discussion, it will inevitably affect social stability and economic recovery and development. On the one hand, they do not want to see such a thing happen, and on the other hand, the shareholders behind the major media groups do not want to see it either. Several major American media reached a consensus not to discuss this sensitive topic first, but only to discuss the contradictions between Link and Kanye and others. After several discussions, it was found that the problems between Link and Kanye were not big. Kanye has depression and often makes trouble in public events. He has publicly criticized people and told reporters that Link took advantage of the financial crisis to make money, which is not the most excessive disgust, he said. It is also true that Link called Kanye sick. There is nothing wrong with them. The problem is Lil Wayne, 50 Cent and others. They made a small matter big and chased Link. It was obviously too much. The New York Post believes that Lil Wayne was very rude to accuse Link, who was invited to attend the ceremony on the Grammy podium, and should apologize. On March 8th, an article in the New York Daily News attracted widespread attention. The article said that singer Kanye, Lil, 50 Cent, Jay-Z, and others are all fans of Tyson, and 50 Cent is even a friend of WBA Intercontinental Boxing Champion Jermaine Taylor. After Link defeated Jermaine and Tyson, they made some hostile threats to Link on the internet. Now that they see Link entering the music industry and surpassing Kanye and others in album sales, they are even more angry and will not let Link go easily. On March 9th, 7 days after the Grammy Awards, the Los Angeles Times and other reports published an investigation result in the newspaper, analyzing in detail the dispute between Link and Kanye, Lil, 50 Cent and others. They believe that the cause of the incident is in the boxing world. Lil, 50 Cent and others targeted Link out of anger and jealousy because they admire Tyson, not the intention of the new president. The Washington Post, the New York Times, and the American Express and other major newspapers have reposted and actively guided public opinion. Is this true? Link looked at the newspaper and asked his assistant Anna next to him. It's true. After you defeated Tyson, Lil and others attacked you on MySpace. 50 Cent also wrote a rap and made a video to post on YouTube. Anna turned on the computer and clicked on the video. 50 Cent and several black singers cursed Link with many F words, saying that he bullied Tyson for being young, and that if Tyson was 10 years younger, he would have beaten Link to a pulp, and that no matter how powerful Link was, he couldn't stop a bullet. The video was released on December 10th last year and has been viewed over 200,000 times. So the reason they are looking for trouble with me is not because my album sales are higher than theirs, but because of boxing. It should be a combination of the two reasons. You beat their idol in boxing, crossed over to become a singer, and sold more than the most powerful can I, so they are even more angry, so they publicly belittled your first album. Link shook his head and answered helplessly. This is what happens when you are famous. For a person who becomes popular, this kind of thing is very common. If you become popular and your album sells well, it is equivalent to sharing someone else's cake. Maybe those who attack him are not just Kanai and his friends, but also other peers or companies, with the goal of defeating him as a potential competitor. On the same day, Lil, 50 Cent and others were guests on the ABC TV talk show This View, publicly apologizing to all the singers participating in the Grammy Awards, as well as Link. After winning the award, he was so excited that he said some things he shouldn't have said, thanking his fans for their support, and then expressed his apologies to everyone who participated in the Children's Foundation. The foundation donated $200,000 to fund the education of poor children. After reading the news, Link had to admire that these big shots really knew how to play. With one move, they replaced the pillars with a trick and eliminated a major event that almost caused a crisis. Now, among the people who took the lead in making trouble, except Kanai, they have apologized and done good deeds. Should I forgive them? Link thought about it and thought he had no choice. When he was thinking about how to reconcile, Ms. Mandy called and said excitedly, Link, Michael Jackson's agent called and invited you to attend his comeback concert in New York, and you have the opportunity to perform on the same stage with MJ. Really? Link stood up in surprise. Chapter 145 Examination. Link was very excited at first when he received the invitation from MJ to perform. MJ is the king of pop music, the most accomplished and influential singer in the history of world pop music, with more than 1 billion fans worldwide. Even when Britney, Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, and Jay Chou were at their most popular, they could not compare to him. Being invited by him to sing in his concert is more worthy of praise than winning the Grammy Award. After just finishing the phone call, he slowly calmed down. MJ invited him to the concert. The main purpose must be to calm the impact of this incident and to make up for the rift between his and Kanai's two fan groups, not because he sings well enough. In addition, he remembered that MJ hoped to die this year, but he didn't know the specific time and reason. Even if he knew, there was nothing he could do, as he was not a doctor and could not help him cure his illness. If MJ started the concert before he died, this invitation would be an empty check, and there was no need to be too excited. Link opened Twitter and sent 3 words, let it go, let everything pass. After sending it, fans' comments came quickly, asking if there were any new songs. Someone urged him to release new songs quickly. It has been 2 months since his last album. It would be best if he could release some new songs like Give Me a Reason. Before he could reply, Selena Gomez replied, yes, there is a song. It was written by Link. It is a great song. I'm practicing it. I will release a single in June. Please remember to support me. After filming several Disney movies, Selena also gained a small star in the film industry and is very popular among young people. Her fans asked her to learn from Link and shoot a singing video and post it on YouTube for everyone to listen to the song. After a while, Selena posted a video link. Link clicked on it and saw Selena sitting on the sofa, singing and playing the guitar in a depressed mood. She only sang the 2 lines of the chorus, let it go, I don't care about what they are going to say, let the storm rage on. It sounded good and matched her voice very well. Link left a message praising her singing. Selena made a heart shape and asked him online how he was preparing for the SAT exam. If he needed other teaching materials, she could send them to him immediately. After Selena asked this question, the comment section exploded. Celebrity Link is going to take the college entrance examination. The world boxing champion is also going to take the SAT exam. Many people are asking him if it is true. There were also people who claimed to have a perfect score on the SAT and could be his tutor for free. Link wiped the sweat from his forehead and wanted to hit Selena a few times. He signed up for the SAT because he wanted to experience the feeling of taking the college entrance examination and see how high his current cognitive level was. In order to avoid failing the exam, he kept a low profile and only told a few close people around him. Now that Selena has revealed it, it will definitely be on the news tomorrow and everyone will know. If he fails the exam, it will be a huge loss of face. Ding dong, Selena sent several text messages to apologize, saying that she had accidentally sent a Twitter message instead of an MSN message. Link sent a few images of hitting her head and said he would beat her up in New York. Selena sent 3 cheering messages to Milan, saying that she believed he would definitely get a good grade. Link knew that this girl must have laughed with her mouth open when she sent the message. Now that things have come to this, there is no other way but to spend more time on textbooks, read more books, and do more test papers. Yes, in order to prevent accidents, he bought several sets of American college entrance examination SAT full-scale simulation test questions from the Chinese training class and implemented the tactic of a sea of questions. He didn't believe that he couldn't get a good grade. Ding dong. There are too many things to do. Just as I put down my phone, Miss Eva called me. It said on the internet that you are preparing for the SAT exam. Is it true? Yes. Unbelievable. You are an Olympic champion, a world boxing champion, and a big singer, but you are preparing for the SAT exam like a middle school student? Many young people on the internet say that you are super cool and want to learn from you. Congratulations, you have gained a group of teenage fans. Miss Eva joked. Link had no interest in teenage fans. I'm doing a satellite simulation test. You called me just to tease me? You're doing a simulation test? Someone beside Miss Eva sneered secretly. After a moment of silence, Miss Eva coughed twice and said seriously, "Of course I have something to talk to you about. Guess how many tens of thousands of copies of Fighter were sold last week? 30,000? After entering March, album sales showed a downward trend. He remembered that it was 48,000 copies last week, and the cumulative transaction volume in the United States was 1.652 million copies. It's 218,000 copies. The increase in the northern states was not large, only about 15%. The largest increase in more than a dozen states in the central and southern regions exceeded 210%, which doubled. According to the valuation calculation of the Boston data consulting company, through this incident, your fame in the United States has increased by nearly 25%, and many fans of songs and boxing have directly become loyal fans. Miss Eva's voice was very intense. Link didn't quite understand the meaning of these two data. But Can I and others threw dirty water on me, calling me a racist, and at the same time, caused me to lose some black fans. You don't have to worry about this. Every singer has his or her own market positioning. Only by accurately positioning can you make money. In this matter, most of the people who buy your albums are under 30 years old, mostly white and Hispanic women. They like your looks and figure, and secondly, your songs. After this incident, the number of adult male fans gradually increased, also mainly white and Latino, so there is no need to care too much about the lost part. No one can make the owner like it. MJ can do it. Miss Eva is good. Link had never been a singer before and didn't understand these things very well. After listening to Eva's explanation, he realized that fans have returned in various types. Sounds like it. Of course, there is one more thing. The first month's overseas funds will be received in the near future. There are about 28 million yuan, 20 million yuan will be used for dividends. I plan to keep about 8 million yuan to acquire a recording studio and sign a few new singers. What do you think? I'm here. Zion has built up the Link music label and made it into a large music company. It is not enough to rely on just one singer. It would be best to select a few more newcomers with potential. Link thinks that he can go to the bar more often when he has time. Maybe he can meet 2 future big stars. Well, finally, classmate Link, how about doing the mock test questions? Do you want me to explain the questions to you? I also took this exam this year. Miss Eva joked. Really? How many points did you get? Take a picture of your transcript and let me see. Whispering. The phone was hung up. Link smiled lightly. The media reported that Miss Eva's SAT score was expected to be 1080 points. Under the premise of a full score of 1600 points, this score can only be said to be average. Chapter 146 Arrangement. In mid-March, Link came to the New Testament College Test Center in Los Angeles to take the SAT exam. The SAT exam is held by the College Board of the United States in March, May, June, October, November, and December every year. This exam has attracted a lot of media attention because of Link's participation. Everyone is curious about how many points this big star can get. At first, Link didn't care, but after getting the test paper and seeing a few math questions, he was a little hesitant to take this exam. This question is too difficult. Without a computer, he would have to calculate 3-point addition for a long time. Mr. Baker, how did you do in the exam? When he walked out of the exam room, the paparazzi guarding outside the test center shouted, "Not bad." Link answered a little unconfidently. "How many points do you expect to get?" A paparazzi asked. "Not sure, 900, 800 should be no problem." Link answered 2 sentences, waved his hand, and got into the business car. Ms. Mandy handed over a bottle of water. She and her assistant Anna couldn't help smiling. Before the new year, Link said he wanted to take the college entrance examination, a serious college. According to the regulations of the American College Committee, everyone must pass the SAT or ACT before entering college and apply for college based on their scores and extra points. He is an Olympic champion, a world boxing champion, a well-known singer, and a multimillionaire. These are all projects that can get extra points, which can add up to more than 100 points. He only needs to pass the SAT score to go to any famous American school. It's just that he is usually busy and has less time to read books and do questions. The vocabulary involved in the SAT exam is daily, so it's a bit difficult to pass the exam. Link, don't worry, it doesn't matter if you are a little bit off. I don't think any university will reject you as a famous alumnus. Ms. Mandy smiled. This is certain. Another high school student needs a celebrity recommendation letter to go to college, and he is a celebrity himself. Recruiting him can increase the school's exposure, increase the school's honor, and perhaps bring some investment. In fact, before the exam, contact him more and invite him to take the simpler ACT American College entrance exam. No matter how many points he scores, he can be admitted and given a full budget. Link refused. He took the college entrance exam to experience and enrich his life and reading experience, not to really go to college, and there was no need to use the back door. What are your work arrangements next? I just finished the exam. Why don't you go back and rest for a while? Ms. Mandy asked. It doesn't matter. I'm not tired. There's a lot of work. Anna handed him a stack of information and asked him to choose the heroines for several MVs. The Fighter album is quite popular. Several songs on the list need MVs to expand publicity and increase the popularity and exposure of the album, including Despacito. There are a total of 8 songs, and 6 to 10 women are needed. Link heard that there was a beauty pageant, and he became interested. He flipped through the information and took a look. There was a thick stack of information and swimsuit photos of more than 50 girls. Link flipped through the files. Why are they all black girls? Ms. Mandy smiled and said, the last incident still has an impact on your public image. Using dark-skinned girls to shoot MVs can remove the stigma of suspected racial discrimination. So among these 6 black people, we plan to use 3 black people, 2 Latinas, and 1 white girl. What do you think? Link thought about it and felt that it made sense. Just like tenors MVs, black people are often used as male protagonists. On the one hand, they are involved in the topic of dark-skinned fans, and on the other hand, they avoid being accused of racial discrimination. He flipped through them hastily and felt that everything was dark in front of him, and he couldn't tell who was more beautiful. You should choose. I can't see who is more suitable. Link returned the information to Anna. He looked at the recent work schedule again. First, shoot the MV, which will take about half a month. Shoot the movie The Fighter, which will take a month. Independence Day 2 and Fast and Furious 4 are about to be released, and he needs to participate in several activities. The single Give Me Reasons is about to be released, and promotion activities are also needed. Attend Lady Gaga's concert in Miami, at least 3 days. There is also the rehearsal for MJ's concert, which will take about a week. I have received 5 advertising endorsements and I have to shoot commercials. There are also talk shows on TV networks such as CBS, ABC, and NBC, shooting for fashion magazines such as Esquire, Cosmopolitan, and GQ, and interviews with Billboard and People magazines. In addition, there are the World Swimming Championships, several boxing matches, and the preliminary preparations for the second album! The work schedule is really too full. Link's scalp tingled. It's like this, after you become famous in the entertainment industry. Ms. Mandy saw that his face was dark and couldn't help laughing. Assistant Anna also laughed and said, the more work you do, the more popular you are. Many stars can't even ask for it. Link shrugged and leaned on it to think of something. Mandy, have you been paying attention to Gal Gadot's news recently? Ms. Mandy was stunned for a moment and smiled mischievously. Yes, she just came back from Israel after spending the new year. Do you want me to arrange a meeting with her? Does she have a boyfriend? Link remembered that the other party hoped to get engaged at the end of last year. No, she's been auditioning for a new movie role recently, but it's not going well. But last year she filmed a movie called Dragon Force, which is an A-level production with talented actors. The revenue performance should not be too bad. After it's released, her resources will be better, Ms. Mandy said. Link nodded and didn't ask any more questions. Mandy, you and Catherine are not interested in starting a performing arts company and signing a few more potential actors to train. If you are short of funds, I can invest and own a company. In the future, I will also exchange the actor-related affairs with you. Catherine has such a plan. She worked at William Morris Co. for 6 years and once looked back at an artist studio. It's just that there are many Hollywood artist management companies, and the competition is fierce. Without sufficient resources and personnel pulse, it is difficult to survive in this industry, Ms. Mandy said. Link said, don't worry about this. I deserve to be famous. I have a lot of resources, such as MV casting, advertising, and fashion blockbusters also need supporting roles. I also have a film company and a music company. In the future, there will be more resources. It won't be a problem to involve 5 or 6 artists. Ms. Mandy thought about it and thought it was indeed a good idea. I'll discuss this with Catherine. After the car left the test site, it came to the ABC television broadcasting company's production center. Today he had a TV talk show here, which was the Viewpoint TV talk show that Lyle and others participated in last time. This was arranged by Miss Eva. She believed that participating in more TV talk shows and magazine and newspaper interviews in the near future would help him expand his fame, let the public and fans know him better, have a clearer understanding of him, and by the way, remove the label of racism that was everywhere on him. Link thought she was right and did not refuse these tedious arrangements. Chapter 147 Critical Hit. The talk show The View, launched by ABC, is a midday talk show. It started in 2007. The program design is similar to the Oprah talk show, with celebrity interviews as the main characters, discussing some recent hot topics. The difference is that this program has 5 female hosts of different skin colors: black, white, red, yellow, and brown, making racial issues clear. The 5 female hosts are also middle-aged and elderly women over 30 years old, and often discuss some gender issues. The View has more than 10 million regular users in the United States, mainly female groups, which is also the focus of Eva Kaz's arrangement for him to participate in this program. Just thinking about facing the siege of 5 middle-aged and elderly women next, Link has a headache. Good afternoon, Link. Welcome. The host and Oscar-winning actress Whoopi Goldberg, 54 years old this year, once won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for her wonderful performance in Ghost. She was also nominated for an Oscar for Best Actress for The Color Purple, and has a Grammy Music Award. She is a relatively famous black woman. Good afternoon, Ms. Goldberg. Link smiled, hugged Whoopi Goldberg, the youngest and oldest, and greeted the other 4 female hosts, Alyssa Farab, Sunny Hostin, and others. Wow, Link is so handsome, even more handsome in person than in the photo. The blonde male protagonist in her 30s, Alyssa Farab, looked at Link and praised him in an exaggerated voice. It's really hard to imagine that a handsome guy like him would be a super boxer and sing so well. The most important thing is that he is only 20 years and 8 months old. Such a cool man. Does anyone want to date him? Yes. Hundreds of female audiences in Taiwan responded enthusiastically. Link smiled lightly and waved to the audience below. I want to too. Link, can you sit next to me? Ms. Alyssa invited enthusiastically. Alyssa, stop being coquettish. You should get married earlier, and your children will be older than Link. Whoopi Goldberg laughed and scolded. Link, do you think I'm old? Link laughed. Ms. Alyssa has the wisdom and charm of an older woman. I think this should be related to young people. Haha, Link answered very well, but then you can tell her directly that young people are very old. No need to be so euphemistic. Another starring actor, Sunny Hostin, laughed. Others also applauded Link's answer. Link sat down with the 5 hosts, between Whoopi Goldberg and Alyssa. Link, I heard that you just took the SAT exam. Goldberg, yes. How did you do? Oh, I remember that more than 20 years ago, after my son Johnson took the SAT, I also asked this question. Now asking Link, I always feel very intimate. Goldberg laughed. It feels good. I did all the questions I could do. Are there many questions that I can't do? Ms. Alyssa asked. Link smiled gently at the camera. I can only say that I used up all my efforts. Everyone laughed. Yes, Link is too busy. We all know his schedule last year. He participated in the Olympics in August and won a gold medal, 9 gold medals. In October, he participated in the WBA Boxing Championship Challenge and won a World Boxing gold medal. He defeated Tyson in Atlantic City. In January, he released an album and held concerts and autograph sessions across the United States. He said that he had no rest in the Middle Ages. Link, you are so busy that you have time to read and study? Ms. Goldberg asked. Link spread his hands. Time is evil. Just like before the game with Tyson, I would do some 7th grade math problems in the lounge. Puff. Ha. The whole audience burst into laughter. When everyone thought about themselves, a world boxing champion, doing math problems before the game, they laughed continuously. Link, which do you think is more difficult, doing math problems or defeating Tyson? Ms. Alyssa asked, holding back her laughter. Link thought about it and sighed. I defeated Tyson, but there were a few 7th grade geometry problems that I still don't understand now. Many audience members felt the same way, and there was another round of applause and laughter. Link, you are an Olympic champion, a world boxing champion, and a popular singer. You are already very successful. Why did you think of taking the SAT? Some media think you are hyping it up. How do you solve this kind of problem? Ms. Goldberg asked. Link said, I have been questioned a lot of simple questions. I didn't expect to be questioned while taking the Saturday. And the reason why I took the SAT is that I think the SAT and ACT are the most American. I had a not so good childhood and a relatively chaotic teenage years. I almost lost the main road of my life. This is also one of the important regrets of my success. Now I'm young and have the opportunity to make up for this regret, so I did it. Clap. Ms. Goldberg and others took the lead in applauding. Link smiled and added, I think taking the SAT is also a way of socializing. I talked with Paul Walker and James Franco before. They would talk about taking the SAT or going to college. Every time they talked about it, I could only be a spectator, but now I have the opportunity to interrupt. Everyone laughed in recognition. After asking about the SAT test, the interview entered the formal questioning phase. Since the 5 sponsors of the program are married women and the main audience is also a female group, the interview often involves issues such as gender relations, family, children's education, and growth in the workplace. Before the interview, the Viewpoint program team gave Link a program plan, including an interview outline, main questions, and the theme of this program, gender relations and domestic violence. After seeing this theme, Link could probably guess the questions of several people and made some preparations in advance, but the other party asked, as soon as he opened his mouth, Link, the last time Miss Amber came to our program team as a guest, she mentioned some private matters between the two of you. She said that you are very good at that aspect and spent several hours calculating every time. Is that true? Ms. Alyssa laughed. Link was stunned for a moment, looking at the camera. Can we discuss this kind of problem on the show? Ms. Goldberg smiled and said, you must rarely watch the show. In the last show, Alyssa said that in order not to hit her husband's self-esteem, she often pretended to have an orgasm. UB revealed her experience of having sex in the sea with her boyfriend in a show last year, saying that it felt very bad. Ms. Alyssa responded. The remaining 3 female hosts also revealed many topics they had talked about on the show. In short, his affair with Amber was not a big topic in terms of opinion. I heard 5 middle-aged and elderly women talking about dirty jokes. Link was uncomfortable with fever. This show was over. With his shame level, there was no way to talk about it. Ladies, pause, Link is shy. Ms. Goldberg said, wow, the world boxing champion is shy again. Haha, I almost forgot that Link is still a young man who has just become an adult. Link, welcome to the world of questions. Link, if you feel embarrassed, we can switch to the next question. Ms. Goldberg asked. Link wiped the sweat from his forehead and said, it's okay to chat. I'm a boxer. Everyone knows that boxers often exercise, and their bodies are stronger than ordinary people. They have stronger strength, endurance, and sense of rhythm than ordinary people. Therefore, boxers generally perform better than ordinary people in this aspect, and I'm stronger than all boxers. Oh, you mean you are the best in the world in that aspect? Ms. Alyssa laughed. Link shrugged his shoulders and said, even if I'm not the best, I'm the best among humans. The female hosts took the lead in applauding, and the audience also applauded and cheered. Just when Link thought he had answered well, Ms. Goldberg asked, Link, the theme of our issue this time is about gender relations and domestic violence. Amber said that, when she had intimate behavior with you, she often fainted, as if she was KO'd by you. I think this is also a kind of domestic violence. Do you agree? The atmosphere at the scene suddenly became cold, and everyone looked at Link. This question was very difficult to answer. If he admitted that it was domestic violence, Link would become the abuser. If he didn't admit it, Amber said that she fainted before. Link looked at the other party quickly. There was no such question in the interview outline. He suspected that the other party was making trouble for African Americans because of what he said last time. America is not the world of African Americans. Link, if you don't want to answer this question, you don't have to answer it. Ms. Goldberg added. Link said, no, I'm thinking about fainting. Last year at the Hanjing Olympics, I won the championship. When I wore the gold medal, I almost fainted with excitement. If I can get more than 1500 points in the SAT this time, I think I will faint with joy. Ms. Goldberg, this is your first time at the Oscars, and you heard the presenters shout that the winner of the Best Supporting Actress is Ms. Whoopi Goldberg. Did you feel excited and faint? Ms. Goldberg thought so and smiled. I do feel that way. Link smiled and said, I think the fainting that Amber said is also this feeling. It doesn't seem to be a bad thing, let alone violence. If it is violence, it should be a critical hit of happiness. Link said, that's great, a critical hit of happiness. I also want to experience it. Ms. Alyssa shouted exaggeratedly. The audience also applauded and cheered. Wow. I also want to experience it. Link's critical hit. In front of the TV, Miss Katy Perry leaned on the sofa, watching Link on TV, her legs tightly together. No man is a good thing. Sitting on the sofa opposite was a black beauty, the popular singer Rihanna. At this time, she had bruises on her body and her expression was full of resentment. Rihanna and Katy Perry are both singers, both of whom have Mexican blood, and their relationship in the circle is also closer. You were beaten by your boyfriend, so you think all men are bad people. Link is definitely a good man, so handsome, so strong, and his voice is so sexy. No reason. As soon as I saw him, I knew that hearing his voice made me itch all over my body. Don't be so slutty. Rihanna rolled her eyes at her and said, he's Taylor Swift's boyfriend. You can't eat him, no matter how hungry you are. Then how to log out of now live account. Just like, there has never been a pair of lovers in the entertainment industry who can last long, and the two of them are so young. Sooner or later they will break up. I can't find a chance, dear. Wait for me. Katy Perry looked at Link on TV, kissed her finger, and threw it to Link. Chapter 148 Domestic Violence. So Link, what Amber said about fainting and the hours, are they true? Ms. Alyssa asked at the show. Link laughed. How about changing the subject? I'm worried that Taylor will get in trouble if she hears it. Everyone laughed. Link, during the Grammy Awards, in addition to what happened between you, Kanai, and Lil, there was another big event in the music industry. Rihanna and her boyfriend Chris Brown had a fight on the street. Have you read the news? Whoopi Goldberg. Link was a little impressed when he heard her question. This question not only pointed to what happened between him and Kanai, but also did not deviate from the theme of this interview. It was a good question. Of course, he had also read the news about the fight between Rihanna and her boyfriend. Rihanna is a Barbadian singer. She debuted in 2005 and has released 3 albums with more than 10 million album sales. She has also won 2 Grammy Awards and is very famous. Her boyfriend Chris Brown is a famous black rapper and a first-line star in the music industry. On the eve of the Grammy Awards, Hannah was beaten black and blue in the street fight, unable to go out and meet people, and missed the Grammy Awards ceremony. It was the biggest news in the entertainment industry, and Chris Brown was also hit by many people. Until Link and Kanai and others had a dispute, the public and media's attention shifted to Link again. Sometimes Link suspected that Lil and others were blocking Chris Brown's thunder because of their relationship and often cooperated to release records. Yes, that news was very sensational, and I have also paid attention to it. Link, as a boy, what do you think of Chris Brown's violence against Rihanna? Ms. Goldberg asked. Link said, my view is consistent with mainstream public opinion. No matter what the reason, it is definitely wrong to hit people, and it is even more wrong to hit the people you love. I suggest that all people with violent tendencies, including men and women, can try to practice boxing. Boxing training hits sandbags every day here. During the practice, the violent characters next to them, and the characters that are about to appear, are also replaced little by little. Really? Why do I hear that people who practice boxing have bad tempers and often beat people up? Said host Sunny Hostin. This is absolutely not true. People see boxers often beat people up because they fight in the ring. The stereotype of them is that they are a profession that beats people. In fact, boxers have milder tempers and are more tolerant than ordinary people. On the one hand, various boxing organizations and sports committees have clear regulations that boxers cannot compete with ordinary people. If there is any reason, their license may be revoked or even banned from the game. On the other hand, boxers often train, fight, and are often beaten. The violent factors and personalities in them can also be honed in a game. If you observe carefully, you can find that the older the boxer, the more honest his character is. For them, violence is a rare and valuable quality. I can testify to this. Ms. Goldberg said, I know George Foreman, Larry Holmes, Holyfield and these old guys. They are all like Santa Claus now. They laugh at everyone they see. Their wife said that no matter how annoyed they are, they will never lose their temper. They are like a few castrated old cows. The audience burst into laughter. Link smiled helplessly. He just wanted to use the show to restore the image of his boxing colleagues, but being described by Whoopi Goldberg was a bit of an overreaction. Boxing is a very good sport. It can not only keep fit and lose excess fat, but also exercise willpower and improve personal character defects. I suggest that anyone who is interested can give it a try. Link said. Blake, I'm going to practice boxing. What do you think? In the big villa in Beverly Hills, Emma Roberts was watching TV and asked Blake Lively on the sofa, do you want to practice boxing? Blake Lively saw her small figure of 1.5 meters and didn't want to discourage her. That's fine, but I think badminton and tennis are more suitable for us girls. Link said that practicing boxing can exercise willpower and make up for character defects. I want to try boxing, Emma Roberts said with a fist. Okay, I support you mentally. Thank you. I will go to Link to learn boxing in a few days. Emma, do you want to learn boxing from Link? Roberts said. Of course, if you want to learn boxing, learn from the best. Emma said as a matter of course. You want to pick up Link? Christine played with her mobile phone without raising her head. Emma blushed and stared at her. Nonsense, I didn't. Blake Lively glanced at her, thinking that Link was good at critical hits and couldn't help worrying about her. Link, we all know that you are with Miss Taylor Swift. Have you ever had any conflicts or conflicts? Have you ever fought? Ms. Alyssa asked at the show. Link smiled slightly. Of course we have small conflicts between lovers, but when we encounter conflicts, We will sit down and talk seriously. Whoever is wrong will take the initiative to admit his mistakes. I used to admit more mistakes because Taylor's songs are very good. If I don't admit my mistakes, she will write me into the song. Those songs will make me sweat. Really? Ms. Alyssa laughed. Yes, when she releases a new album, you will see how good she is. She knows that she is a musical genius and can write anything into the song. And those songs are loud. When I care about her, I love her and respect her more. I will definitely not do that. Link shrugged and said, "Papa." The audience applauded his answer. During the chat, we can also share Link's personality, which is peaceful, humorous, and polite. I also believe that such a person will not use domestic violence, so Taylor's fans can rest assured. Ms. Goldberg smiled at the camera. Taylor, has Link ever hit you? Mrs. Andrea asked at Swift's villa. He hit me? Of course not. I beat him more like that. Taylor took her brother Austin's homework and took a look. You did it all wrong. Do your homework again. No TV. Austin lowered his head in grievance. You hit Link? Mrs. Andrea frowned. Well, no, I just punched him a few times occasionally, hitting his chest and shoulders. He was very strong, and it didn't hurt at all. Taylor gestured. No, Link didn't hit you, because he was letting you go. You can't be too strong. Got it. Taylor shrugged and blinked at the TV. The host asked Link. Link said that he could cook, and cooking was his hobby. The host praised him as a good man and Taylor was very lucky to have a boyfriend like him. Link responded that he was the luckiest person in the world to have a girlfriend like Taylor. Hate. Talking like that. Taylor covered her red face and said shyly. Mrs. Andrea looked at Link on TV, who was wearing a neat suit, handsome and smiling, and then looked at Taylor with his hair disheveled. Why do I suddenly feel that you are not worthy of Link? Taylor was stunned for a moment and said dissatisfiedly, Mom, how can you say that? I'm also very good, okay? I want you to be more careful. Men like Link are too rare. There are many women who want to take over. You'd better be more careful. Mrs. Andrea got up and went into the restaurant. Taylor frowned and blinked his blue fox eyes. Taylor, is Link good at fighting? Austin asked. Taylor realized that his brother was watching TV. He is the world boxing champion. Of course he is good. Someone bullied me at school. Can I ask Link to beat them up? Austin asked again. Someone bullied you? Why didn't you tell Dad? It's no use telling Dad. After the principal criticizes them, they will bully me. Austin rubbed his nose and said weakly. No breath. Taylor tapped his forehead. Tell them that your sister is Link, and whoever dares to bully you, tell Link to go to school and beat him up. Okay. Austin. The TV show lasted for nearly an hour. When it was almost over, Link took a sip of water and heard the host Ms. Goldberg ask, Link, the last question is also a question that many people are concerned about. After the last Grammy incident, the conflict between you and Lil and others caused a big stir in the entertainment industry and attracted a lot of attention. After the last Grammy incident, the conflict between you and Lil and others caused a big stir in the entertainment industry and attracted a lot of attention. Lil and 50 Cent came to our show for an interview. They fully realized their mistakes and made a solemn apology to all the singers participating in the Grammy Awards, all the fans, and yourself. Afterwards, you tweeted let it go. The media speculated that you use this way to express reconciliation. Is that right? Link shrugged. I know rappers are a group of people with more personality, including Can I. It is difficult for people without personality to write cool songs, so I understand all their actions and words. Now they have realized their mistakes and I apologized, which makes me very grateful. Naturally, I will not care about it anymore. You mentioned Can I. Does that mean you forgive him as well? Ms. Goldberg asked. Link chuckled and said, yes, if he needs to be forgiven. The reconciliation of the century, a Hollywood ending. Let's applaud Link together. Ms. Goldberg took the lead. There was a warm applause at the scene. Link thanked everyone. Shit, I didn't do anything wrong. Why? He wants to forgive me. This damn bastard is trying to take advantage of my popularity again. I will forgive him. Can I picked up the bottle of wine in his backpack and smashed the TV screen. Okay Can I. Link is no less famous than you now, and he doesn't need to take advantage of your popularity. Eminem laughed. Humph, that's because he succeeded in riding on my popularity. Before this incident, he definitely didn't have such a high reputation in the entertainment industry. This cunning guy. Can I cursed with a dark face. Eminem shook his head. To be honest, ever since Can I became famous, he often went out wearing a baseball cap, big sunglasses, and wrapped his head with cloth. Otherwise people would come out to recognize him and ride on his popularity as if he had kidnapped paranoia. Let's go to the bar. Lil and the others are here. No, I've been too angry these days, and I wrote a few more songs. I plan to get the new album out early to let Link know that if you want to gain a foothold in the music industry, hype alone is useless. Strength is the most important thing. Can I picked up the glass and drank it in one gulp, then walked out the door angrily and did not forget to put on his baseball cap before leaving. Chapter 149 Filming Scene. Link, your performance just now must have been very good. Ms. Mandy praised, after leaving the ABC TV building. I hope you are right. Link exhaled and got into the car. After the ABC interview, there are CBS Tonight Show, NBC Saturday Night Live, TBS Conan Show, Jamie Kimmel Live, etc. It is also a big challenge to meet different types of hosts. Link suddenly realized that being a celebrity is not an easy thing. In order for public figures to get regular exposure, they need to deal with the media more. The media is a double-edged sword. When exposing their own advantages, they are also exposed and magnified exponentially. Sometimes if you accidentally say the wrong thing, your personal reputation and career prospects will be affected. This situation is similar to walking on a tightrope. It is best not to make any mistakes. The Viewpoint is told at noon on Saturday. Before the broadcast, ABC TV station promoted in advance that the invited guest of this issue is Link Baker, a controversial figure in recent times. Because Link is famous enough, this program is also quite popular. After the show, it was reported that the average viewership was between 14 million and 18 million users, with a peak of 17.88 million, which was probably the highest viewership record in 2009. The show was indeed quite effective. With his handsome and healthy image and good conversation, Link gained the best mainstream female fans, who considered him the dating partner of the year and a popular lover. Ivanka also called and teased him, saying that when she went to the party, many wealthy socialites came to her to ask for his contact information, and wanted to date him, and asked him if he wanted to get to know him. In terms of wealthy families, Ivanka and Taylor are wealthy, one the day before yesterday, and the other the day after tomorrow. With these wealthy beauties around, he is not very interested in other wealthy socialites. In addition to the good aspects, this show also brought some negative effects. In order to gain traffic, some online media intercepted some of Link's remarks in the interview and published some news that are likely to cause some controversy. For example, Link said that violent tendencies are a rare quality. Link was a guest, boasting about his sexual ability and claiming to be the most powerful man in the world. Link mentioned Can I on the show, suspected to be dissatisfied with Can I's failure to apologize. With the hype of these topics, Link's name stayed in the media for another half a month, and his album sold tens of thousands of copies. In March, Link spent a whole month in Los Angeles, doing program interviews, shooting commercials, shooting MVs, etc. And he also went back and forth in the middle to participate in Lady Gaga's tour concert at Hard Rock. There were 68,000 spectators at the concert, and it was also the first time for Link to sing in front of so many people. When he sang Despacito and Unstoppable on the stage, tens of thousands of people in the audience waved their hands and sang together. The scene was very powerful, completely different from the shouts in a boxing match. His performance was good, and after the concert, his performance was also praised by the media. Fans also left messages on his Twitter, urging him to start the tour as soon as possible. Otherwise, if they beat his concert, they would have to go to other concerts to watch. While spending March in the official, Link was in the exciting April of the Fighter Crew. Link, have you seen the news? I entered the victory. The Fighter Crew. Intermittently, Link received a call from Mario, telling him in a very excited tone that he successfully entered the National Boxing Championship. The National Amateur Boxing Championship is one of the 3 events of the American Boxing Championship. It is hosted by the United States Boxing Association. It is held in 3 or 4 months every year. The contestants are recommended by the amateur boxing associations of each state. There are 3 first round eliminations, second round qualifying, and third round finals in each regional level, which are divided into 1/8, 1/4, and 2/1. With Mario's level, it is not bad to be able to enter the top 8 of the heavyweight class. Link, our boxing gym will have another champion. Do you want to come and watch my game? My performance is definitely not worse than yours at the beginning. Mario shouted slightly. Link raised his eyebrows. This guy is still really? What's your KO rate? This amateur competition mainly depends on skills. KO rate is not important. Mario stammered. Okay, if you can make it to the semifinals, I'll watch your game. Okay, wait a minute, the light heavyweight championship must be mine. Mario shouted confidently. Link smiled, hung up the phone, and called Coach West again. Asked about Riggy and other boxers' results. This year, West Boxing Gym is more active than last year. There are more than 20 boxers, a large group of boxing apprentices, and more than a dozen boxing coaches and assistant coaches. It has suddenly become a large boxing club. Coach West told him that Riggy participated in the super middleweight competition and also entered the third round. Riggy has not lost a game in this competition. He ranks in the top 3 in the super middleweight and has a chance to challenge the championship. Mario lost a game in the second round and is temporarily ranked 8th. He has a chance to break into the top 5. However, the opponent's entry was invalid, which is also good news. Link, start shooting. Assistant Anna came over to remind. Link nodded, changed his phone to Anna, walked into the studio, and began to perform. In the movie The Fighter, he played Mickey Ward, who was a second-rate boxer in the early stage. Later, with the help of Annie, his brother and his family, he became the champion of a small boxing organization. The story is not very inspiring, at least not as inspiring as Link's story, but the main selling point of this movie is brotherhood, family, and career. Today's filming of The Fighter Act 6, Scene 34, 3 shots, action. In a busy bar, Link, wearing a dirty cotton t-shirt, stared blankly at the girl, who was tidying up at the counter. It was the heroine Karen played by Amy Adams. Amy Yellow Adams wore a red suspender, cold white skin, long golden curly hair, denim hot pants, round buttocks, and skillfully mixed drinks at the counter. Her posture was very sexy. "Are you touching my butt?" Amy Adams said without looking back. This was the scene where the hero and heroine met for the first time. When Link heard her words, he scratched his head and finally looked at Coach Mike and his brother Dick in the booth. "Go ahead, be brave," Coach Mike encouraged. Link took another step forward, still without the courage to speak. "Your dad often lies on my butt and watches, but he can talk." Amy Adams met a few drunkards and turned to look at him. He said, "You are the hottest girl here." Link approached the counter and said with his head down, "Chapter 150 Acting." Amy Adams smiled and poured him a glass of wine. "You are a road paving worker, right?" "Yes, I'm also a boxer," Link added, a little more confident. Amy Adams smiled. "I'm not a stepping stone," Link emphasized. "They use people like you to help other boxers climb up." A customer came over, and Amy Adams finished on the counter again. Link, with a somewhat ashamed look, clenched his fist and said, "I have suffered a few defeats before, but that is not my true strength. I will definitely show my true strength in the next game." Yes, in the end he will lose the game anyway. A drunkard who came to the counter to drink bitterly gave him a bill and slapped it on the counter. "Karen, a soda, a whiskey, one of which is for you. Now move your sexy ass, Harman, speak more respectfully." Link grabbed the collar of the drinker and shouted angrily, "Hey, don't hurt your hands, you have a game next week." Christian Bale, who played his brother Dick, broke into the camera from behind. TSK. "Next, Link, when you are angry, be more restrained, and don't act too strong. Mickey doesn't have a strong personality." Director David Russell shouted from behind. Link nodded, exchanged a few words with Christian Bale and Amy Adams, and continued, "David, how is Link's performance?" Producer Darren Aronofsky came to the director's area and asked. "Not bad, better than expected." Director David Russell captured the shot. "Oh. Producer Darren Amy Adams was nominated for Best Supporting Actress twice at the Academy Awards in 2006 and this year for Junebug and Suspicion. Her acting skills are also very good. Link is an amateur actor. It is hard not to be outdone when acting with them. Yes, I read Link's profile before filming. He is flamboyant, domineering, and aggressive. My first impression was that his posture was the right person to play Mickey. But after filming, his performance was amazing. He was low-key, dull, and introverted. And did you see that? His shyness and inexperience in picking up girls just now were just like the real thing, without any trace of acting. If it weren't for that face, I would have thought he was just like that. It's so interesting. Director David Russell said, stroking his chin stubble. Really? Producer Darren frowned and watched Link's performance more seriously. The production team had repeatedly discussed the matter of using Link as the male lead many times, and it was still under discussion before filming. The focus of the discussion was whether Link could be competent for this role, and whether it was cost effective to use him. In fact, he supported Link at the beginning, but was later persuaded by others that Link was an amateur actor, and using him as the male lead would lower the quality of the entire film and affect the film's impact on the Oscars. Just when he agreed to change, Relativity Pictures suddenly changed its mind and made up its mind to make Link imitate the male lead. Because Link is a real-world boxing champion, using him to imitate an ordinary boxer is very topical. He can be second. Link's fame in the entertainment industry is getting bigger and bigger, and his fans are increasing. Taking advantage of his low pay, using him to make a movie can earn higher returns. In addition, he is very handsome and has a great figure. He is a very good-looking actor. Relativity believes that using a few old actors and a new actor is more interesting than using old actors to act. For this reason, Relativity invited several supporting roles in addition to Bale and Amy Adams, as well as Melissa Leo, who was nominated for the Best Actress at this year's Oscars, and the old man who was a fellow father and coach, who were also old actors who had performed in stage plays for more than 20 years. A group of old actors took Link, a newcomer, to perform. Such a combination is enough to make Link's performance worse, and the impact will not be very exciting. Producer Darren and director Russell were convinced by the people of Relativity Pictures. Although he was persuaded, he was still thinking about this film while preparing for his new project Black Swan, worried that Link's acting skills would hinder the crew. After watching it for a while, he found that Link's acting skills were not that bad. He interacted well with the actors, without the awkwardness of amateur actors, which made people see the play. Seeing this, producer Darren was a little relieved. David, be stricter with Link. Our goal for this movie is still to hit the Oscars. We can't let him affect the quality of the whole movie, Darren said. Director Russell nodded. Filmmakers said that they also want to see their works both auctioned and won awards at the top 10 film awards, but there are very few such films. In the absence of guarantee of auction, they shifted their goals to film awards. Take The Fighter as an example. The protagonist of this movie is not a world-famous boxing star like Ali and Tyson. Mickey Ward is just an ordinary boxing champion. There are no classic matches, and not many old boxing fans. This is also the reason why the selling point of the movie is not sufficient. In addition, the plot design of the movie is based on family, affection and love. There are no major events and exciting performances. There will not be too many people attracted by the story to watch the movie. It is a niche among niche movies. Even with Link, the sales volume will not be too high. Therefore, it is safer to have higher requirements for performance and firmly aim to impact the Oscars than to expect high sales. TSK. Next one. Link, it's your problem. I need you to show a better performance. Director Russell. Okay. Link nodded and apologized to Amy, Belle and other actors. After shooting for 7 or 8 days in the crew, he got more than 20 NGs a day on average. It's not good, which means the shots failed when shooting the movie. The others added up to less than 20 times. This made him not feel ashamed, and it was necessary to apologize. Link, it's okay, there's no problem with your performance. Maybe director Russell has higher requirements for the whole scene. Amy Adams leaned against the counter. Amy is not tall, about 165 centimeters, but she has a good figure. Not bad, with fair skin, wearing an open collar t-shirt, wearing a half full heel, and wearing sexy fashion. come on, Link. It's easy to be a good actor, but it's not that easy to be a good actor. Christian Bale patted his shoulder and staggered back to the booth. In order to shoot this movie, Bale lost more than 3 pounds. The man who was cut out of Batman turned into a skinny drug addict, bald, with rotten teeth, and staggered when he walked. He was not as handsome and suave as he was in Batman. Seeing that the other party became like this for the Oscar, and Leonardo became an obese middle-aged man for the Oscar, Link thought of his own goal. Should he destroy his image for the Oscar? Link felt that the reason why the Oscar acting award was difficult to win was the result of the internal circulation of this group of people. Scene 34, 3 shots, 4 takes, action. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.